of the playoffs, and we are still recovering from the excitement of week one with some football Goliaths were defeated. There have already been some thrilling games today, and we're geared up and ready to bring you all of the action of this week. This is Fox Football Friday Live. We're in Arlington at Maverick Stadium for the second round playoff matchup between Abilene and Arlington Lamar. I'm Angela Heyman. Jeff Power and Travis Stewart are at the Academy Sports Desk on the field. I'm here in the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Road Tour. The fans have cleared out. They've gone inside because this game kicked off at 7 and they want to watch this playoff action. We have got 6 hours of live high school football coverage coming your way, starting right now with the live blitz and overtime shows. And don't forget to catch Scoreboard later tonight. We're going to start by looking at this matchup tonight between the Abilene Eagles and the Lamar Vikings. Abilene, coached by Steve Warren in his 16th season as head coach for the Eagles. They're 11-0 overall in the season, 8-0 in district. Undefeated, having a great season, only allowing 12 points per game. Their key player is quarterback Evan Abbey. He's a senior. We'll talk more about him in a minute. We move on to the Lamar Vikings. Their head coach is Trent Fuller. He took over when the great Eddie Peach retired. He's in his 3rd season as head coach, and they've gone to the playoffs 4 years in a row, including the 3 years that he's been there. So he's having some success there already. Their key player is Kavonta Mayweather. He's a 6'2", 185-pound receiver. He's got 13 receiving touchdowns on the year, and when Lamar throws the ball, they are looking to throw it to him in the end zone. We're going to head over to Jeff and Travis now. They're at the Academy Sports Desk on the field, and they're going to give us tonight's keys to the game. Guys?
Hello, Angela, and hello over, ladies and gentlemen, out there in the great state of Texas and all over the southwest part of the United States. This is high school football at its best, and we are here at UT Arlington's Maverick Stadium. And you know what? This matchup, you got to watch out for Evan Abbey. He is the quarterback for Abilene High School. Does a nice job. He's got all the, I guess you could say, what it takes to play football at the next level. He's going to be on the showcase tonight. He's got intangibles and tangibles. He's got all the things. That's right. He's got all the stuff you want up here and all the stuff you want in this area too. And he's been at Abilene for a while now, so he knows the ropes. But I think the top key tonight is actually on the Lamar side of the ball, and it's the Vikings' twin engines. They've got 2 very good running backs out there, Cameron D. Smith and then Aaron Daniels, 2 guys who can do a lot of damage on the ground. They'll need them tonight to keep that ball away from Abilene and the Abilene offense, notably, as you said, Evan Abbey, and really he's the road to a title for Abilene, I think. The better he plays, the better position they're in to win it. Abilene's got a good defense, but Evan Abbey makes them a great offense, which is what they need the most. McMillan of Villain, that goes down to defensive lineman Jake McMillan for Abilene, who could be a destructive force in the trenches tonight and could really clog up these Lamar running lanes and make life really difficult for that Viking offense. And then lastly, home field advantage. Look, we're about 15 minutes away from Arlington Lamar. We're closer to 2 hours and 15 minutes away from Abilene. So you would hope this Lamar crowd's going to show up tonight, be noisy, rowdy, loud, smart, all the things you want from a crowd to get yourself a second-round playoff win. Yes, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there as well. And, of course, it's Black Friday, but for us, it's high school football in the state of Texas. You know, there were some big games all over the state of Texas. They got started early today, but let's kind of show you what's going on right now. In fact, our Wendy Score Updates takes you to some battles going on right now. San Antonio Madison leading San Antonio East Central 21-0 in the second quarter. Cy Ranch over Memorial early on in the first quarter, 3-0. How about John Tyler? They lead Wiley 10-3 in the second quarter. And Angleton up big on Tomball, 28-14 that game in the second. Looking down into the hill country in the Golden Triangle, you've got Pflugerville, Connolly, and Nederland. Nederland out to a 10-0 lead there. Pearland, Dawson, and Houston Stratford is now final. Here's Connolly and Nederland. Nederland in the Golden White starting off well up the middle, but that ball is fumbled, and Connolly's on top of it. Back the other way. Yeah, Connolly, one of those kind of teams. They can play great defense and offense, but right here you see Nederland. They're for real this season. Big play, picking up some huge yardage down to the 35 that sets up this field goal. It's up, and it is good. Nice kick right there. Wind must be blowing behind him there. The wind was a factor up here in North Texas early. It's kind of died down up here, but we know it's moving across the state. Another big play here by Nederland, close to the goal line that sets up this touchdown run. And right now the Bulldogs looking pretty good against the Connolly Cougars. 10-0 right now, Nederland. Now Pearland Dawson is taking on Houston Stratford, and you can see Dawson goes on to win that game 48-35. Highlights of that a little bit later on tonight. Dawson continues its trek towards a 4A D1 state title. In 4A Division II, you have Wolfforth Friendship up 21-7 over Clint Horizon right now. With that stifling defense, it's going to be tough for Horizon to get back into that one. Speaking of defense, Kilgore does it pretty well in 3A D1. They're up 21-0 over Paris in the second quarter. All right, so how about this one, though? Graham leading Glenrose 35-21 at the break, and Gilmer is leading Atlanta 21-7. That game also at halftime. West Orange Stark 7-0 lead over West Columbia.
And then Navasota was up 10-0, and then all of a sudden they erupted. Their offense can do that. They're up 31-7 right now with 3 minutes left in the first half.
All right, so those are some of the scores going on with games right now. More on the highlights of today's action in just a bit, but let's check back in with Angela now. Angela?
Well, guys, there are not a lot of ISDs out there having as much success as Arlington is. I talked to head coach Trent Fuller earlier about the depth and talent in Arlington.
Well, we're happy to be playing, but I told the kids that, we can, after it's done, whenever that is, we can, be happy then. But right now we're still trying to play next week, and that's the goal every week in the playoffs is just play one more week. Obviously, our district is very tough with just Arlington schools alone, and it really doesn't surprise me that we do have 3 still playing.
Fox Football Friday is just getting started, and when we come back, we'll get you up to date on games played this morning.
Football Friday Live is presented by State Farm. Visit texas.statefarm.com to enter the Fan Up Truck Sweepstakes. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. By your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club. In spicy, home style, or grilled. Try one today.
Ball carrier was number 28, Marcel Porter. Number 4 making the stop for the Vikings, Garrett Ball.
On the Denton Geyer, I mean, you basically saw
Abby is quarterback, tailback is Porter.
It's okay. I was going to say that on the highlights of that guy, I don't have any names except for the obvious. I got Gerard Hurd, but I don't know the rest of the guys. I could read their badge. The kid named Whitaker that has a touchdown.
Here you go.
Let's
Hold on.
Get his name. Yeah.
I have a whole shot sheet here in order of touchdown. Now, I don't know which highlights match up with which touchdowns.
I'm on Geyer. I got it. Whitaker.
Here you go. Richard, I think.
Oh, okay.
I wrote down the whole shot sheet, the whole box score on my script.
Sweet.
For if we got to it. I'll need that when we get back to it. But
no problem. All right, so it's Richard Whitaker?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Richard.
I knew we were going to have.
Who was that number 1? Josh Harris is the kid who makes the play.
Number 28, the ball carrier, Marcel Porter. Gain of 15 yards.
That's fine. That's still a good start, yeah.
Brought down first by number 23, Darian Harris. 1st and 10.
So we don't get the voice from Arlington God.
Welcome back to Fox Football Friday. The road to through the playoffs ends right there at Cowboys Stadium, where some worthy teams will enter, but few will leave with that championship trophy. That'll be at the end of December. Right now, we are live in Arlington at Maverick Stadium for the matchup between the Abilene Eagles and the Lamar Vikings. Be sure to join us each and every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. right here on Fox Sports Southwest as we highlight the Built Ford Tough Player of the Week winners. You can also watch our show online at playeroftheweek.com, powered by your Texas Ford dealers. Let's move on to our Built Ford Tough Player of the Week pre-game pick. He's arguably the best quarterback in the West. It's Abilene quarterback Evan Abbey, 6'1", 190-pound senior, and in 2012, he has thrown for over 2,000 yards and 25 touchdowns. Incredible player. We're going to keep our eye on him for the rest of the night. Now we're going to send it over to Jeff and Travis, and they're going to give us some highlights on this morning's action, guys.
Thank you, Angela. Appreciate that. You know, there was a quadruple header last week at Cowboy Stadium, triple header at Reliant Stadium today, and a double header right here at Maverick Stadium here at UTA. Let's talk about the early game that was played right here between Cooper out of Abilene and Arlington High. The Colts, kind of the home team, if you will. And it is Brandon Washington of the Arlington Colts who get on the board first. Look at this play to the outside. In for the touchdown. It was 7-3. Colts on top. Back comes Cooper. Kerry Sims takes the ball into the end zone for a 2-yard touchdown, and Cooper was on top 10-7. But you know what? Arlington had a lot of long drives in this one. They had an 85-yard drive, a couple of 80-yard drives. Connor Huffman, big play here, 31 yards up the gut. The keeper is in for a touchdown. This game kind of goes down to the wire. Connor Huffman will call his name again. Check out the pass to Dante Robinson. Well, you get the idea. Arlington wins it 27-20 over Cooper. So a big win for Arlington High.
Could make it a bunch of wins for Arlington because Arlington Bowie already won today as well. We'll talk about their game in a minute.
How about Aledo and Denton Geyer? Have you heard about Gerard Hurd? Yeah, he's pretty good. He's right here, headed into the end zone right there for the touchdown. He is the Geyer quarterback, and man, has Geyer come on strong towards the regular part of this season. They started 0-2 and have been banging ever since. Here's Richard Whitaker with the touchdown right up the gut. And how about this? Perhaps the play of the day. I'm just going to kind of throw it in there into the mix right now. Check out this play here. Gerard Hurd will find his receiver, Josh Harris, open down the middle. Look at this catch by Harris. Oh, baby,
wow.
One hand. He's off to the races, and that is a touchdown. And wow, you know, we're talking about Aledo, 3-time champs in 4A. They fall today to Denton Geyer, 42-30.
And just a week after Lake Travis went down, their first playoff loss in 5 years now, Denton Geyer will see the winner of Amarillo and El Paso Chapin.
Hey, how about the greater Houston area? Katy Tigers taking on Langham Creek. You know, Langham Creek, we saw one of their games early this year when they lost to Cy Ranch 64-63. Not the same team today because Katy did not give them a chance. Adam Taylor, he's headed to LSU, 3-yard touchdown run, 7-0. Taylor with 3 touchdowns on the day. Look at Kylie Huddleston with the pass to Alex Fisher, 10-yard touchdown pass play, 14-0 Katy. Oh, they were just getting started. Huddleston rolls out here. He'll hit Logan Lister, another touchdown. Yeah, Katy goes on to win 49-0. They led that game 42-zip at the half. All right, now moving down to the San Antonio area. Manville, first of all, 39-26 victory over Fort Bend Dulles.
Like we said with Pearland Dawson, Manville looking very much like a state title team here. Good job holding high-powered Dulles to 26.
Now down to that San Antonio area, Smithson Valley, undefeated, taking on San Antonio Brandeis. And wow, San Antonio Smithson Valley, a team that we all thought, after seeing them against Converse Judson, was going to roll here in the playoffs. But they ran into some problems today. But here is a touchdown here by the Bronx to the corner of the end zone, right at the camera. Nice job right there. Way to stay in there, KABB down in San Antonio. But Smithson Valley, they had some troubles off and on today, but not because of this man right here. Check out this play. This is a nice run right here.
This is Lawrence Madison on a 70-plus yard kickoff return for a touchdown. They say he's a big man. The big man can rumble into the end zone. That was it for Smithson Valley, though. Brandeis, a winner, 28-20. They will now see the winner of Del Rio and Brownsville Veterans Memorial.
So, big upset there. How about Cibolo Steele and Roosevelt? Steele, wow, they look good. Undefeated as well, 45-0 winners over Roosevelt. All right, that's some of the action today. We've got much more to get to a little bit later, but let's check back in with Angela with more. Angela?
Guys, as you know, Abilene went undefeated on the regular season, and earlier I talked to their head coach, Steve Warren, about what it takes to go 10-0.
You know, it takes a mature football team. You know you're going to get everybody's best shot when the more you win, the more people want to knock you off. And you know, once it gets to the third season, so to speak, there's such a finality to everything. You know, so you better be ready to play regardless of who you're playing. And we just want to keep that undefeated streak going. You know, 1 week at a time right now.
And guys, they went 10-0 in the regular season. Now, of course, they're 11-0 after their first playoff win, looking to go 12-0 tonight. When Fox Football Friday returns, we're going to take a look at Lamar and Abilene's playoff bracket. Stick around.
Sorry, sports. I wrote that in there specifically for going unbeaten through the regular season.
It's all good.
Should have explained that a little better.
Number 13, the injured player, Cavante Mayweather. It's going to hand later.
7-0 Abilene here, by the way, in case anyone cares.
It is nice to have that big scoreboard right there again.
I'm Angela.
I like it.
Okay. Nice to meet you again.
So no problem. I'm going to just ask you this question. Why does State Farm take such an interest in high school?
We need to have a season-ending top 10 plays of the year reel next week somewhere in the show.
That's a good play, don't you think?
That's pretty awesome.
I mean, I haven't seen anything else so far that's better than that.
Okay, cool. So to be quick.
The night is young, Jeff Power.
Yes, I know.
Samuel Garcia.
And Refugio's got at least 80 more points to go.
Okay, great. When we come back,
Sorry, I was thinking.
Tonight is young. Refugio only has 7 points.
And they murdered. Right. You see what Navasota's doing? Now they're up 38-7. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a team that
They're
right over there by kind of close to Conroe.
They're unbelievable. Oh, bum. Well, here's a good time to use your Trent Fuller, Mike Fuller data.
Yes, okay, cool.
Been there about 13 years.
Okay, so you live in Abilene. Okay. So you
Colleyville
made the trip?
Heritage, correct.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We go far and wide for football.
Yeah.
They had
Nice.
Thanksgiving.
Are you an Abilene High fan?
And Mike Fuller
my
here.
son, kids go
Is at Heritage, yeah. Trent Fuller is the one here.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I understand your question now. Yes, Trent Fuller is Lamar. Mike Fuller is Colleyville Heritage.
No gain
I
on
know
the
he's
play.
a football
Third
fan, but
down.
it's like
Yeah.
extra.
Welcome back to Fox Football Friday. We are live for the 5A D2 Region 1 playoff matchup between Lamar and Abilene. Right now, I am joined by State Farm agent Samuel Garcia. He's here to talk to us about State Farm. But first, Samuel, I just heard that you are a big Abilene fan. Your kids go to school there?
Big Eagle fan, big Eagle fan.
That's awesome. Well, we're glad you're here. Tell me why State Farm takes such a strong interest in high school activities.
But State Farm's committed to our youth. We're committed to doing whatever we can to prepare them for college and for their workforce. We're more than just, it's more than just a slogan to say we're a good neighbor. We're committed to helping our community and being supportive of our educational system.
And if someone wanted to get some more information on State Farm and how you guys are involved in the community from you, how could they get a hold of you?
All they have to do is call my office at 325-677-1900 or go to my website at samuelgarciainsurance.com.
Well, Samuel, thanks for being here. Go have fun cheering on the Eagles.
Go Eagles. Thanks.
Now we're going to send it over to Jeff and Travis, and they're going to go over Lamar and Abilene's playoff brackets for us. Guys?
Yeah, thank you, Angela. Appreciate that. You know, interesting that Mike Fuller, the head coach of Colleyville Heritage, and the head coach here at Lamar, Trent Fuller, they're brothers. They got a chance to have Thanksgiving, and it's still a possibility they could play each other in the postseason, maybe next week.
Now that is uncommon for two head coaches that are brothers to run
happen.
into each other. The Barbay clans had it happen, I think, a couple times, but not up here in the DFW area. That doesn't happen all that often.
Why don't we look at those bracket boards that we're talking about here. This is a 5A Division II Region 1 bracket board, and wow, what a doozy, huh?
Abilene, Cooper, and Arlington. That was obviously settled this morning when Arlington narrowed past Abilene Cooper 27-20. Denton, Ryan, and Cedar Hill, they will play tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So the winner there will take on Arlington. And you have Abilene and Arlington Lamar. That's what's going on behind us. And then Colleyville Heritage and Hewitt Midway. They do battle tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And folks, you're going to see a lot of blanks in these 5A brackets because a lot of these teams are playing on Saturday.
Yeah, so we'll see if maybe Mike and Trent Fuller end up playing each other, but Lamar's got to pull out a victory here in this one. Now, Denton, Ryan, and Cedar Hill matchup we'll be watching out for here on this day.
And the key guy will be Cedar Hill running back Lucuviante Gonzalez, who is about as unstoppable in the open field as you're going to find in Class 5A. Boy, howdy, he's tough to get a handle on.
All right, let's take a look at the top 5 title contenders in 5A and 4A. What do you say?
Well, we're already 2 rounds now into the playoffs. You've seen some go by the wayside, but there's a lot of heavy hitters left in the waters. Katy in Division II is, I think, the best bet for a 5A state title.
No doubt.
South Lake Carroll down in D1, they probably have the best shot in Division I. But Allen and DeSoto, they're in the 4th and 5th spots. They can't be far behind. And then round out the D2 field with Cibolo Steel. I would have said Smithson Valley could have been a candidate there as well, but they lost today. Cibolo Steel won big over San Antonio Roosevelt, and they may be Katy's biggest competition en route to a D2 title.
How about Class 4A?
Well, Class 4A Leander, an old 5A team, one that moved down in the February realignment. I love their odds at getting into a 4A D1 title game, and I love their chances of winning it there too. The team they could see might be John Tyler coming from the other side of the bracket, or they could end up running into Pearland Dawson in the state semifinals. All three of those teams dangerous, and Dawson already won today, so they're through into the third round. In D2, it's a little more wide open in Class 4A. I think Cedar Park and Lancaster on opposite sides of the bracket. Cedar Park in Region 4, Lancaster in Region 2. I think those are probably your two best bets, but I mean, honestly, Jeff, there's probably still upwards of 10 teams left in 4A D2 that could make a legitimate run at hoisting that trophy at Cowboy Stadium.
Okay, hey, as for right here, Abilene High is leading 7-0 and knocking on the door again. More on that in a moment. Let's check back in with Angela on the sidelines. Angela?
Guys, earlier I spoke to Coach Warren about his 2009 title team and how his team today compares to them.
You know, it's a different team. We're faster on defense. We don't have the home run hitters offensively, but we're pretty methodical offensively. We're still putting up a lot of points and moving the football, but we lost our home run hitter about 5 or 6 weeks ago in Kevin Lucas. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's resulted in some wins, and you know, we look forward to trying to continue that.
And it will take a fast defense for them to stop Arlington's powerful run game. When we come back, we're going to take a quick look at some Lamar history. Stick around. Fox Football Friday is live.
Look at you.
It was a 1-yard touchdown right there.
Scoring drive on the second possession for Abilene, 2 minutes, 21 seconds. 3 first downs, 20 yards, 8 plays.
Let me see what I can find out for you. Marcel Porter just ran for a 2-yard touchdown. That was the one that put him up 14-0. And then before that, it was
14-0.
Come on, 3G. There you go.
Smith, number 22, and Thomas, number 7, deep for Lamar.
Oh, Abilene. Derek Scott
number 8,
to Kitley
for Abilene.
is Xavier Johnson. It's Xavier Johnson. Marcel Porter.
Yeah. So Xavier Johnson, pick.
Yep, and then the first touchdown, it looks like, was to Kitley.
Cameron Smith on the return.
7-1.
Okay.
Out to the 32-yard line. A 22-yard
Derek
return.
Scott's the
First
quarterback.
and 10 Lamar.
Yep.
That's okay. We can run through this graphic.
You want to get into this Lamar now, Coach?
Yeah, we'll take that. That's fine.
Drive is presented by State Farm. Visit texas.statefarm.com to enter the Fan Up Truck Sweepstakes. Buy Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Buy your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club. In spicy, home style, or grilled. Try one today.
Welcome back to Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. We are here at UT Arlington's Maverick Stadium, where Abilene is leading Lamar High School right now, 14-0. More on that in just a moment. We'll kind of break that down for you. You know, Jeff Power, Travis Stewart joining you from here on the sidelines. Angela Heyman, she had to run over to the sidelines because there's so much action going on in the game, so we had to get her over there. You know, Trent Fuller is the head coach for Lamar now, but of course, legendary head coach Lamar, Eddie Peach, was out here earlier today, and also his son, Scott Peach, is the head coach over at Arlington High.
And if Eddie Peach sounds familiar, he should, because he's one of the all-time winningest youngest coaches in state history. Here's a look at some of the coaches in the top 10. Curtis Barbay, former obviously coach at Newton, who passed as of late. Charlie Johnston, Bob Shelton, Randy Allen at Highland Park passed up retired Eddie Peach this year. And then Ray Akins, Angela's grandfather, Ray Akins, down at Gregory Portland, finished up with right on the spot 300. But Eddie Peach, the only head coach Arlington Lamar ever had before Trent Fuller. So you knew that Coach Fuller was stepping in with some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah, and it was good to see Eddie Peach earlier. He looks as young as ever, and he said he's spending now time with the grandkids and having fun.
I think he said chasing grandchildren.
Chasing grandchildren, yeah, that was it. Well, what did they say? The reward for not hurting your own children is your own grandchildren, right?
Yeah, that's true, right? What's that?
All right, highlights of this game. Let's take a look at how we got to this point right here as Nate Kitley from Abilene High catches this ball from Derek Scott. Look at Kitley right in the corner. Gets that
great
foot
catch.
Down. Yeah, nice job getting the footwork in. You only need 1 foot down in high school football, of course. Xavier Johnson with the interception right here as he goes up high.
Oh, wow.
Nice tip drill. That's why you practice that tip drill every single day in practice. And nice return, I might add, right there for number 2-2. And then it's Marcel Porter. Up the gut for a touchdown, and just like that, Abilene High leading 14-0 over Lamar. And I tell you what, Abilene High 11-0 for a reason. They look very sharp so far in this game.
Yeah, the early going, they look explosive on the outside. Well, that's dangerous. And then Marcel Porter, even though he's not very big, he brings a really physical element to the ground game. You saw him there, puts his head down and bowls through 2 guys into the end zone. Sometimes we think about Abilene as all those wide receivers and Abby as more of a finesse offense, but they have a power element too. It's going to be a tough out for whoever they run into in the postseason.
And I think let's kind of explain to our viewers out there, we can't show you live highlights per UIL rules, but we can actually bring you the next best thing. After a highlight happens on the field, we'll bring it to you, and that's going to be the story all night long. But, you know, all day long today, kind of an unusual Friday. We haven't had a Friday like this all season where there's been this many games during the day, but it's fun. I mean, this is what the day after Thanksgiving is all about, high school football.
That's right. We had one game actually on Thanksgiving Day. It was Merkel and Littlefield down in 2A Division I. Merkel a winner 21-14 over favored Littlefield, but the Friday element, all these games throughout the day. The first game was at noon. That was Katy playing down at Reliance Stadium against Langham Creek. You saw highlights there earlier today. Then we ran all the way through 1s, 2s, 3s o'clocks, all the way up into 6 and 7 o'clocks. It really is a full day of football. It's a Festivus, to borrow the Seinfeld term.
Yeah, we've got highlights pretty much stacked up in our truck. We'll be showing you all night long. We just got to spread it out since we're on for 4 hours. We don't want to, throw them all in the first. What do they say? We don't want to put all the eggs in the basket here right away.
Or at least not in the basket for the first 12 minutes. But I think if you're talking about the game behind us with Abilington and Arlington Lamar, the key thing for Lamar now and for Trent Fuller to tell them is, hey, look, it's 14-0, but it's the playoffs and these things happen. Sometimes leads blossom. You can find a way to get back into it.
Okay, the Blitz is next. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back with much more.
Pass is complete to Thomas. Brought down by number 24, Aguirre, Conlon Aguirre. 1st and 10, Lamar. Gain of 9 yards.
You said you wanted this one back?
Yeah, if you don't mind. By the way, we need to make mention pretty early that rain across South Texas has thrown a bunch of people into the mix. So there's a couple games that have been pushed back to like 8:15, 8:30 because of rain.
Good. It's good for shows like
yes,
this.
It is.
Fair pass intended for Thomas. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
All right, so any highlights in this segment? Nothing from Alan Mesquite, but I think we got something in here, don't we?
Well, Chuck's probably not at Allen and Mesquite yet, so we'll probably have to catch that one later tonight. So we can just say highlights of this game will be brought to you throughout the evening.
You ought to give the Capel DeSoto game a little plug.
Pitch to Cameron Smith.
Y'all are doing it, right?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It's actually,
Number 50, Espinoza.
yeah, it's actually a Football Friday product too, so.
Loss of a yard. 3rd down, 11. From the 37-yard line.
Welcome to Fox Football Friday. It's the Blitz, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. We are here at UT Arlington's Maverick Stadium, where Abilene taking on the Lamar Vikings. Round 2 high school football playoff action for you. Jeff Power and Travis Stewart joining here from just outside of the end zone, and Angela Heyman will be down on the sidelines getting us all caught up in our highlights. What do you say we just get right on into it? Let's start breaking down 5A, Division I, Regions 1 and 2. Let's start with the bracket board.
And that's important. We're not going to go by geographic region tonight, folks, for all of our frequent watchers. We're going to go by bracket, starting at the top of 5A, ending in the small schools, because the small schools have most of the Friday night games. A lot of the 5A 4As are playing tomorrow in Saturday. Looking at the 5A D1 bracket, you have Franklin and Arlington Bowie. Well, Bowie won earlier today, 31-14. We'll push them into the next round against the winner of Coppell and DeSoto, which will be broadcast tomorrow. That's Saturday on Fox Sports Southwest. They'll play it again on Sunday, and that will actually be a Fox Football Friday product run by Roger Emmerich and myself and Angela Heyman tomorrow in the 5A D1 bracket. There's your look at that Bowie El Paso Franklin game, Jeff.
All right, so moving along here as far as the other games in this particular bracket, Coppell, DeSoto, we talked about that matchup. What a great game, too.
Exactly. By the way, that Bowie game, Tony James, the quarterback, a sophomore, ran for had 3 total touchdowns that day. He was a big-time player. Now, for Coppell, DeSoto, very different teams, but talented ones. Coppell, a great defense. DeSoto, high-flying on offense.
How about Mansfield and Euless Trinity?
I think we all know what Euless Trinity brings to the table, yeah? A lot of big power there, especially in the trenches. They run the ball well. Not necessarily explosive offense this year, but more of one that wins through attrition. So Mansfield and all their speed is going to have to grab and hang on tight if they want to keep Trinity within arm's reach heading into the late stages.
El Paso El Dorado, they will have their hands full tomorrow with South Lake Carroll.
They will have their hands full, their parents' hands full, their friends' hands full. I mean, Carroll right now is playing as well as anybody in Texas. Maybe the only team looking sharper than them right now is Katy. That's how good Carroll has been. This is going to be a tough matchup for El Dorado. Too much speed for Carroll.
How about 5A Division I, Region 2 now?
Well, there's a lot of heavy hitters here too, Jeff. It's Dallas Skyline and Mesquite Horn right off the top. Then you have Westfield and Austin Bowie. Allen and Mesquite, that's tonight, and probably the marquee game in all of Texas tonight as well. And then the Woodlands and Round Rock Westwood closing out the bottom of Region 2.
Let's talk more about that Allen-Mesquite game. Marquee matchup. Tell us why.
Well, we're going to have highlights of this one coming in throughout the night, and these two are absolute monsters in the D1 bracket. Allen is at 10-1. Mesquite is at 11-0. Allen brings arguably the best front seven maybe in Texas to the table. Mesquite has an exceptionally gifted quarterback in Alex Cooper, who, I mean, could hit a file folder from 60 yards away with a football. That's how accurate he is these days. It is going to be a clash of the Titans. I like Allen, but I mean not by more than maybe 4 or 5 points here.
How about the Woodlands versus Round Rock Westwood?
Well, the Woodlands is bringing in a red-hot running back in Patrick Carr, and he is going to be heard from before this is all over. But looking at Westwood and their skins on the wall from this year, the defense has been very good, especially the defensive line. They've handled teams in the trenches so far this year, and they put a pretty decent offense with quarterback Bear Fenimore on the field. I like Westwood. It should be tight, but I think this Hill Country team gets through to the third round.
Yeah, we saw Westwood in Week 10. Bear Fenimore didn't play that game. He's back.
Didn't need to.
We'll see. All right, Dallas Skyline and Mesquite Horn. Another huge game Saturday.
And some intensity brewing here. I think a lot of people, including myself, are leaning towards Dallas Skyline with quarterback Devontae Kincaid, wide receiver Rashad Samples. But Mesquite Horn is not to be disrespected. Running back Trayvon Marsh is an exceptional talent, and the Mesquite Horn defense is very good. I've been seeing some talk on Twitter between players in these two teams, and let's just put it this way. I don't think there's going to be any love lost come on the field tomorrow when they kick off at 2 o'clock.
There's been some great Mesquite teams this year. How about Westfield and Austin Bowie? Westfield probably big favorites here, but Austin Bowie can play.
This one also at 2 o'clock, and you're right. Bowie brings a good ground game to the table. They're multiple, they're versatile, they're fast, especially trying to get around the edges. But Spring Westfield's about as good as it gets in Houston right now. They're unbeaten for a reason, and they have a monster at running back. It's Emmett Raleigh, and they are content with Corby Meekins at head coach just to give Raleigh the ball again and again and again and again. They will feed him the rock all night long, and I think he is going to deliver.
All right, well, coming up, the other half of 5A Division I. Let's check in with Angela real quick, and maybe let's get an update on this game going on down here on the field. Angela?
Hey guys, well, Arlington was driving, but then they ended up turning it over on downs, went for it on a 4th and 11, gave the ball back to Abilene. Abilene just had to punt to Arlington. Abilene still leads 14-0 with 44 seconds left to go in the first.
All right, so Lamar down 14-0 right now to Abilene, and not really a big surprise right here, but nonetheless, hey, they got to play 4 quarters.
They do have to play 4 quarters, but the trouble now is that Lamar is slightly taken out of its element. When you fall behind by 2 scores, even though it's early, you feel a little bit of pressure to throw the ball, and Lamar's quarterback, Charlie Baird, is quite good, but they want to base what they do off the run first. I think that's essentially a tenet of their offense. When you fall behind, it gets tougher and tougher to do that the further you go.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk more about that in just a moment, including 5A Division I when Fox Football Friday returns here in Arlington.
Football Friday Blitz is presented by your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. By Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club and spicy home style or grilled. Try one today. And by FredLloyd.com.
End of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen.
At the bottom, it says coming up next, 2AD1. That's supposed to be the other half of 3AD2. I was talking to Jeff.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine. So you want us to run all the way through the boards, then we'll drop down into the individual games. That's okay. I mean, it does not bother me one bit. Oh, good. Hey, Lauren, can you hear us?
Yeah, you're going to hear the PA quite a bit.
You're going to hear our PA, too. We'll call it even.
There we go.
We'll come get you in a...
Good Thanksgiving?
Say what?
Good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, not too bad. How about you?
All right, all right.
You got a nice gift of Smithson Valley, and a giant upset gives you guys something to write about.
Yeah. I don't know what giant upset, but pretty big upset, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big, I thought. I don't know. Y'all know better. Y'all get to actually see
them. They won
them.
by 34 when they last played.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, we'll cycle back and come get you in a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
See you, bud.
Man, I tell you, 2 different emails saying that you send it was blocked at an account. I mean, it's like, why? And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the Blitz, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Abilene High leading Lamar out of here in Arlington, 14-0 right now as we're getting ready to start the second quarter. And Jeff Power, Travis Stewart joining you from right here, just along the sidelines here, and Angela Heyman actually on the sidelines.
She actually gets to watch the game. We're here staring the other direction.
Hey, let's break down 5A Division I Region 3 bracket board. Now, of course, these Saturday games matching up teams like Alief Taylor, Houston Lamar. Let's talk about this region first.
Well, Alief Elsick head-to-head with Cinco Ranch. Good defense for Elsick. We'll talk about that in a minute. North Shore has Clearbrook. Alief Taylor runs into still unbeaten Houston Lamar. And then Deer Park takes on Fort Bend Travis, a Travis team flying high after a big upset last week in thrilling fashion.
Yeah, so there is 5A Division I Region 3. The Saturday games we're watching out for. Alief Taylor and Houston Lamar kicks off at 11 a.m.
Well, the story you would think would be defense, 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 and really from both teams, but especially Alief Taylor. But when you look at the offense there, Taylor does have a serious heavy hitter, and it's running back Trevorris Johnson, 1,900 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns, a surefire college kid, and they are going to pound away at Lamar all day with that guy. Lamar counters with quarterback Daryl Colbert, who's a good player, but I tell you what, I'm starting to like this Taylor team more and more the deeper we get into the postseason.
How about Galena Park, North Shore, and Clearbrook? Interesting matchup. Of course, North Shore off to such a great start this year, then they had to set back and lost to LaPorte. And I tell you what, though, they're still as tough as ever.
And you know what? I'm so glad you phrased it that way, because that's how I feel about it too. North Shore, they're going to be a heavy favorite here, but at the same time, down the stretch, they looked a little sluggish. And maybe it's just the long grind of a long season against a really tough district like they played with LaPorte, Burrard Memorial, Deer Park, Westbrook can be tough. After that long season, maybe they were feeling a little slow, but they are going to be expected behind quarterback Micah Thomas to come out and hit this one hard.
Yeah, we'll see if they can throw the ball a little better here in the postseason. Alief Elsik and Katy Cinco Ranch.
Well, Alief Elsik, they're not bringing much offense to the table, the same as that a lot of those 18 5A teams are. But Katy Cinco Ranch, yeah, they've got some offense they can bring to the table, and it's through a balanced ground game. It's not just Jamel James, the running back, who's gotten a lot of the highlights over the past couple years. They've got a lot of guys there who can run the ball. I like Cinco Ranch, but so far 18 5A has been one of the most surprising districts really in the Houston area.
And how about Deer Park and Fort Bend Travis?
Now, speaking of surprising, there's two elements of surprise here. One, Fort Bend Travis knocking off Clear Springs last night with an incredible fourth down touchdown catch from Cody Moncure, the wide receiver, juggling it in the end zone with under a minute to play, caught it for the win. Deer Park brings its own surprise, and that's that, Jeff, you probably didn't realize this, I didn't either. They have 3 really close losses, all 1 possession or less. You know who they were? North Shore, LaPorte, and Port Arthur Memorial.
Good team.
That's pretty good success. I think Deer Park has a chance to do something here.
How about 5A Division I Region 4's bracket board?
Well, Converse Judson going head-to-head with San Antonio O'Connor in the San Antonio area. Laredo Alexander coming off a big upset last week. They have Weslaco this weekend. San Antonio Madison in action against East Central tonight already and winning big in the first half. And then Mission Sharyland against Harlingen, the 2 featured teams of the Rio Grande Valley.
All right, well, let's talk about San Antonio Madison and San Antonio East Central. Madison up right now 21-0, and I believe Lauren Chan at that game. And Lauren, of course, with the San Antonio Express News, tell us what you're seeing so far here in Madison. They just always seem to take it up a notch in the postseason. Go ahead, Lauren.
Madison's looking really impressive right now. We're in the third quarter, and they've already rushed for 275 yards. So, yeah, their offense is working pretty well right now.
Well, it looks like this one may be getting out of hand, so if you'll permit me to ask about one that's already done. It's San Antonio Brandeis toppling Smithson Valley. You were there for that. Some people consider it a big upset, like me. Some thought it was a little more moderate, like you. What were your thoughts on that game?
Gain of 1 yard.
You know,
33.
Smithson Valley beat Brandeis by 34 points when they played to start the season. And I think a lot of people were going off that game. Brandeis was missing its starting running back, Trenton England, for that game, and has just, it hasn't lost since. So I think we were expecting a much closer matchup, but Brandeis really just controlled everything earlier today. Smithson Valley's only touchdowns came on returns. Lawrence Madison was also 94 rushing yards, and it was
from 33 yards out.
A game dominated by Brandeis.
So now Brandeis still live in the D2 bracket, and Cibolo Steele won earlier today as well. So if those two were to meet up in the regional finals, who would you like?
You'd have to go with Steele on that one still. Earlier today, Steele beat Roosevelt 45-0. It gained 430 total yards to 42. Didn't allow a first down until the end of the third quarter. So, yeah, Steele's still in control in this region.
All righty, Lauren Chan, we do appreciate it. Keep up the good work down there. Let's head now down to the Valley, where Mission Sharyland and Harlingen battling it out. And look at this game. I tell you, Sharyland is a team that has been surprisingly really good this season.
Oh, they've been fantastic, and it's been speed, and a lot of quarterback Trace Barrera, who's been maybe the best overall player down in the Valley, excepting Harlingen linebacker Nathan Prado, who's really held this Harlingen team together early on when they were struggling, lost their first 2. So if Prado's got Barrera in his sights all day, Harlingen can keep this low scoring and make it a game they're comfortable in. If Barrera gets loose and all that speed for Sharyland hits the outside, it's high scoring, and that's not what this year's incantation of Cardinal football wants to be.
Okay, another Saturday game we're watching out for is Converse Judson and San Antonio O'Connor.
Well, Converse Judson, they bring a great running back to the table in Jarvion Williams, a guy we got to see when they played Smithson Valley a couple weeks ago on Fox Football Friday. But O'Connor's got one all their own, and it's Trey Johnson. Hasn't been talked about a lot, but he does have 1,900 rushing yards on the year, which is even more than Williams has. So while Judson is the bigger name, and a lot of people are going to lean towards them, I think O'Connor has a great chance here to make an upset, if you even want to call it an upset. That's maybe how good O'Connor is at this point.
Laredo Alexander into the second round, a bit of an upset last week. They're taking on a good Weslaco team.
That was a major upset they sprung last week. I don't think anyone really expected to see that kind of an outcome, but now they have a much tougher test against Weslaco in some ways because Weslaco is very defensive-minded. They run the ball very well. They control the pace of the game. When Alexander beat Donna last week, they did a great job defensively, but Donna's a very different team than Weslaco, and I think Weslaco is going to be your favorite here.
Okay, what do you say we check in with Angela, get an update going on behind us? Angela.
Guys, Lamar gets their first score. It is now 14-7. Running back Cameron Smith did a lot of work on that drive, but it was Charlie Baird going 33 yards through the air to Daquan Thomas that would give them the touchdown. That would make it 14-7. And guess what, guys? The Vikings just kicked an onside kick, and they recovered the ball. They've got the ball back. It's 14-7 Abilene, but Lamar has life, guys.
There you go. Thank you, Angela. Yeah, they're on the 46-yard line, so Lamar trying to battle back. Who knows? Could be 2 wins today for Arlington. Hey, let's see the onside kick. You want to see it?
Yeah, I would love that.
It just got in. Let's take a look at it. Look at this. Did it go 10 yards? Well, it didn't matter. It was touched by Abilene, so Lamar falls on it. Doesn't have to go 10 yards if it's touched by the opposing team. So there on the 46-yard line will be Lamar.
That's classic high school playoff football. The player for Abilene had a good beat on it, and Lamar Kid just threw his body in there and said, you know what, I'm just going to mess everything up. Just went in there head first, threw his arms out, just fell into everybody. The ball squirts out. Lamar's on top of it.
Why not? You know, ride that wave of momentum. You get a touchdown, try to make something happen on the onside kick. I like it. Very good stuff. All right, Fox Football Friday will continue in just a moment. We'll be right back here at Maverick Stadium. Don't go anywhere.
Gain of 4 yards.
Coffee, cider, what is it? Oh, yes. Thank you.
Baird on the keep. Brought down by number 33, Seeley.
Hey, I think we've got Cibolo Steel highlights now in case you want to throw them in this segment where there's really not a lot of highlights.
That'd be awesome.
You want to try that, Jeff? Cibolo Steel. I got a good little read right here on it.
Ooh, Brennan's pounding Vista Ridge right now.
3rd down and 2.
I'm going to ask for a weird request this time. If by any chance, I don't know if anyone around here, it's not a problem now, but maybe later could be allergy medicine. If anyone's got any anywhere, I'm okay now, but I'm just saying for later, I could be a bit of a problem. Okay. I think I'm good, though.
I'll bring you some here in just a little bit.
I don't need it anytime soon. No rush.
Thank you, Val. What are you looking for? Eye drops or
no? Just
like Claritin?
You know, just feel it coming back a little bit.
Like I think the off-brand Claritin.
Yeah, that's perfect. Loratadine. Yeah, I love that stuff. I'll take one of those if you've got one. That'll be $8.
So does Angela have the Abilene athletic director here?
Personal foul against the Eagles, a 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10 Lamar.
15-yard penalty against Abilene.
At the Eagles 22.
Wow, all right. Where's my Westlake highlight? There it is.
Cameron Smith taking the pitch. Lackey and Johnson, 21-22.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the Blitz, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Playoff football action in the Lone Star State. cold front moving through the state. It's chilly up here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it's windy and rainy in the rest of the state.
I was about to say, it is raining in South Texas right now in some stretches, and especially on the coastal Bend and Valley. They've actually pushed some start dates back, or start times back. Yeah. I think Port Isabel and Sinton has already been moved back to 8:15.
Well, it was windy here earlier, but not right now. Hey, we got some early highlights in, I believe. We'll take a look at some highlights.
Yeah, let's start down the River City with East Central and Cibolo Steel. That was the game we were just talking to Lauren Chan about a second ago. That's Steel and San Antonio Roosevelt.
Knights battling Roosevelt today, wasting no time to get the ball first. Justin Stockton caps a 14-play, 6-minute drive to put his team up 7-0. I tell you, Stockton is a sensational running back. Next, Steel possession, Braylon McCollum delivers a perfect pass to Matt Maley. The future incarnate word Cardinal does the rest. A 52-yard score, giving the Knights a 14-0 lead. Second quarter, Stockton goes back to work. Great blocking up front, and he comes right into your living room untouched. Stockton with 2 touchdown runs on the day. A little later in the second, Steel with a fake punt. McCollum completes the pass, but the Roosevelt special teams makes a play. Dylan Thornton forces the fumble, and Jonathan Taylor recovers for the Rough Riders, but it was Steele's day. I want to get a little Rough Rider highlight in there, but it is Steele's day in the end. Look at their defense making a play. They go on to win it big, 45-0.
You had Matthew Maley in there. He had 3 touchdown catches on the day. A huge day for Maley. Great kid, great football player too.
All right, how about some other highlights? This is Mesquite Poteet taking on Dallas Lincoln. Dallas Lincoln in those purple uniforms. I love Lincoln's uniforms. Do you have a chance to check them out?
All purple. They look awesome. Those purple and blacks right there. Mesquite Poteet in the white and green on defense. Ball pops out. A heavy hit across the middle of the field. Ouch. Lincoln still on offense, so another ball deep. This one picked off in the end zone by Mesquite Poteet. Offensively, Mesquite Poteet was very good. Quarterback Tanner Ramsey had a big day. This one down the left side. I believe that's Rodney Douglas on the 58-yard touchdown catch. Tanner Ramsey, 311 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Poteet a 48-14 winner over Lincoln.
Cameron Yo leading Marion 21-0 at the half. Graham defeats Glenrose 42-28. That's a final.
That's surprising too. John Tyler up over Wiley 17-3 in the second quarter, and then Navasota all over Jasper. And this Navasota team, if you don't think they can win a state title yet, you're wrong. Just like I was a week ago, they are awesome.
Connolly trailing Nederland 10-0 in the third. Panhandle over Seymour 21-7 at the break.
With Fort Worth Southwest, Robbie Rhodes just scored to make it 9-7. Ryder over Southwest. And then Lorraine and Balmorea 22-all in the third corner, down in 6-man action. And 6-man fans, guess what? It's Christmas for you early. An entire segment on 6-man action tonight.
Good. All right, how about some highlights? One of the bigger shockers of the day, I think, happened up in Waco. Westlake took on A&M Consolidated. This is an A&M Consolidated team that had actually beat Lake Travis earlier in the year, but Westlake just came out. Look at this, kind of a crazy play, but they fall on it for the TD, and Westlake was in business. They were, in fact, this is a game that they played great defensively. Look at the pick right here. Wow. Talk about going up high, almost like J.J. Watt right there. Except he caught it. See, not the swat, but the catch.
Westlake's defense was fantastic today. They got their first 10 points actually on special teams miscues, or they were set up at least by special teams miscues on A&M Consolidated punts, Jeff.
Yeah, that was Jordan Seifert with the touchdown run right there, and you get the idea. Westlake, a very impressive game. 45-2, your final score. Westlake wins that game over A&M Consolidated.
Who would have thought that Westlake would still be playing and Lake Travis would be done? And that is what we have. The Chaps into the third round now.
All right, how about East Texas? Dangerfield in action
against Callisburg. And Dangerfield, Jeff, not far removed from those 2A titles. Dangerfield in the white and blue, Callisburg in the white and maroon. Dangerfield back on offense now. Big pass into the right, onto the right side. Oh, the ball's out! Oh, I don't know who's on it. Callisburg thinks they have it. The ref is still thinking it over. He will mark it down. Dangerfield football. A little drama there for these Tigers. Man in motion. It's going to be a keeper. Big power to the left, looking for space. Great blocking indeed. Fighting his way down. Oh, did he give it to him? He got it! Dangerfield in for a touchdown. The Tigers up 14-7 right now over Callisburg in 2A Division I action.
If you're not awake now, folks, you are now, because Travis is yelling.
I get really excited during highlights. I can't help it. It just happens.
Hey, it's good. We're going to have highlights for you all night long. All right, let's check in with Angela one more time down on the sidelines. Angela.
Well, boys, we've got ourselves a ball game. It is all tied up thanks to a 1-yard rush by Cameron Smith. That was set up by an 11-yard pass. Charlie Baird to, again, Daquan Thomas. That would put it at the 1-yard line. Daquan would step out of bounds at the 1, and Cameron Smith would just power through, get that score. So that onside kick, that would really pay off for Lamar. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I like it. The onside kick. They get another touchdown. It's now 14-all. Lamar hanging with Abilene.
Momentum shifts a lot in the playoffs, and suddenly I think sometimes kids realize, like, hey, it's now or never. If we don't get it together and win, we're done. And for seniors, that's one of the most poignant moments you're going to have in high school football, is realizing your career may be coming to a swift end, and it has a way of galvanizing kids.
Hey, one of the Lamar players caught me on the way down and said, "Get your DVR ready. I'm going to make a highlight."
Now, that's a statement. Do you know which one it was?
He made a touchdown.
Oh, okay. Well, then, gosh, he's already living up to the billing.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Fox Football Friday. Put me on the spot.
Too much on the highlights, Jeff? Want me to walk it back a little bit?
No, that was good.
You sure?
Oh, no, I loved it.
Okay, I get really intense.
At the 37-yard line of the Vikings, a 34-yard punt. 1st and 10, Lamar.
What are you talking about?
Thanks. Oh.
He said he was going to come down here for us. Yeah, I talked to him on the phone, and he said he was going to meet. Yeah, he was going to be down here early on in the game to try and catch us.
Cameron Smith, the tailback.
KXAS. I wanted to thank those guys. They're good to us.
Smith, the ball carrier, out.
Yeah, we need to come up with a really good system next year to help credit them. And
you don't like the verbal shout-outs?
Oh.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got a great opportunity to build a really nice highlight network here to be a good hub for the state.
Mayweather and Thomas, the receivers.
Will you stop being such a grumpy pants?
Smith, the ball carrier, out to the 45-yard line, stopped by number 30, Reese Childress.
Hey, he does a good job.
All right, so
Football Friday Blitz is presented by your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. And by Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club and spicy, home style, or grilled. Try one today.
Ball start.
welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the Blitz, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. We are here on the field, folks, here at UTA's Maverick Stadium. We've got a great game. 14-all right now, Abilene High and Lamar, the Vikings, with 14 unanswered points.
That's right, a game of runs so far, 14-0 from Abilene. 14-0 for Lamar.
Yeah.
And again, like we mentioned earlier, the best news for Lamar, just like when you get to a 2nd and 2 and you say it opens up the playbook, having a tie ball game for Lamar opens up that ground game that they may have had to get away from if that lead had gotten much bigger.
Yeah, good call. Hey, moving on to 5A Division II, Region 1 and 2, the bracket board as we see it. Take a look at this. This is a very impressive division, to say the least, 5A Division II.
It absolutely is. Arlington over Cooper already, so Arlington pencils through into the 3rd round. They will play the winner of Denton Ryan and Cedar Hill. Abilene and Arlington Lamar, obviously, playing right behind us. And then Colleyville Heritage and Waco Midway, or Hewitt Midway, depending on where you are, they kick off tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Let's take a look at these, Jeff.
All right, so let's break down these games. We talked about Abilene Cooper and Arlington. This was a game that was played here earlier today, of course. The Arlington Colts winning that one 27-20. In case you missed it earlier, let's show you some more highlights. The Colts onto the field. Brandon Washington with the 1-yard touchdown run from the outside. It was 7-3. Arlington on top. Back came Cooper. Kerry Sims with the touchdown run right up the gut. Some hard yards there. The 2-yard TD makes it 10-7. The game was tied at 13, and that's when perhaps the play of the day, the quarterback keeper here from Connor Huffman.
Wow.
What a great game he had. This was part of an 80-yard drive, 9 plays, 31 yards of it right here on this touchdown. It was 20-13, Arlington High. And then you want some more Huffman? Look at this play. The nice pass here, or the nice pitch here to the outside and all the way into the end zone. Great little play right there. I tell you, the Colts had some huge drives in this one. A couple of 80-yard drives, an 85-yard drive. Impressive, to say the least. Let's check in now with the head coach from with Arlington High, and he caught up with Angela earlier today.
Guys, I'm joined by Coach Scott Peach. Coach, you won 27-20 earlier today, or right now actually, against Abilene Cooper. Tell me what that was like, getting this victory, second round of the playoffs.
Well, it's awesome. You know, the last 2 years we've been knocked out by West Texas School. We knew how tough the game was going to be against Cooper. They run a great program. Coach Mavis does an awesome job, and we played great football today. I couldn't be more proud of our kids, of what Arlington High School was able to take care of today in the football game.
There you go, 27-20. Arlington High wins, and a huge win for the Peach family.
Yes, and you could see some tough running from the quarterback and running back spots against Arlington. I think that plays into what Coach Peach was talking about. They knew they had lost to West Texas teams the last couple years. No mood to make it 3 in a row.
So Scott Peach gets the win. We'll see if Eddie Peach's old school Lamar High School can pull off a victory here tonight. Saturday games, Hewitt Midway and Colleyville Heritage. Huge game. I saw Heritage last week. Awesome team. They're going to be tough tested, though, by Midway.
Yeah, you're big on Heritage, but you know who's big on Midway? None other than my magazine namesake, Dave Campbell, who has called me to talk about how great Midway looks. So it's Jeff Power against Dave Campbell in this matchup here. But nice. Midway brings a great quarterback, Kramer Robertson, to the table, a scrambler, a really good high school quarterback. Heritage has a great top-shelf quarterback in Cody Thomas going to Oklahoma. Very different guys, both very effective in their own way. I like Midway here, but I could easily see Heritage coming away with a win.
All right, how about the battle of the Joeys, Denton Ryan and Cedar Hill?
That's right, Joey McGuire, the head coach at Cedar Hill, and Joey Florence, the head coach at Denton Ryan. Joe Flo, they call him out there. And we mentioned earlier, Cedar Hill running back Laquiviante Gonzalez, the most explosive player on the field. His quarterback, Damian Hobbs, not far behind. I'm not sure Denton Ryan's got an offensive guy who can keep pace with those two. So if Cedar Hill gets a leg loose offensively, this one could go south quickly.
5A Division II Region 2 bracket board is as such.
And it is tough. Plano West and South Garland both won in upsets last week, I thought, to reach the second round. Then you have Lufkin and Pflugerville. Speaking of upsets, both of those teams, Lufkin and Pflugerville, knocked out reigning state champions last week. We'll finish explaining that one in a second. Dallas Jesuit takes on Longview, a preseason favorite for a title. And then A&M Consolidated lost to Westlake today 45-2. So Westlake pencils in to those regional semifinals.
And how about that A&M Consolidated Westlake game? Give me your thoughts. I mean, well, that was a shell shocker, wasn't it?
It was impressive. I'm sorry, the actually regional quarterfinals Westlake goes to now, and the defense at Westlake was almost impeccable today against a good A&M Consolidated offense. First, though, a little bit of rumbling on the left, on the right side. The ball pops loose. Offensive lineman falls on it for a touchdown. That'll be the only score Big 66 will ever register in his high school career.
But you're right, though. The Westlake defense has been sensational all year. Look at the good play there, and I tell you, the Shaps had a very impressive run during the regular season, holding their opponents to only a couple of touchdowns per game. Here's Jordan Siebert, the quarterback. He's done a nice job kind of coming into his own here in the last part of the season. He's pretty young. He's getting a chance to show what he can do, and I think he's doing pretty well.
And here's the kind of teams you don't want to play in the playoffs, ones that are peaking and red hot right now. Westlake is definitely rising heading into the third round.
All right, now more now with 5A Division II. Region 1, the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yeah, Region 2 action. Plano West and South Garland. Plano West up right now 8-0, and that's trouble for those Colonels at South Garland because Plano West brings running back Satonya Jamambo to the field, and he can play football. 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns. Here's a live update, folks.
2 receivers right. Running play. Samaga digging to the outside, turns the corner to the 5, and he'll high-step it in. Soso Jamabo from 7 yards away. And for Jamabo, a 17th rushing touchdown. And Ryan Mueller, he didn't get much of even a dirty look on his way in. Blocked very nicely.
Yeah, started the drive strong to Jamabo, and then got a couple more chances there at the end of the drive, but none bigger than stepping into the end zone.
So Jamabo. I like that.
That is a heck of a name.
Legacy Sports Network there. 8-0 Plano West leading South Garland early on.
Looking elsewhere in D2, going down to the Hill Country where you have Pflugerville going head-to-head with Lufkin. We said both of these teams knocked off reigning state champs last week. Here's how it happened. Pflugerville over Lake Travis pretty much as time expired to knock off the 5-time reigning champs. Lufkin down Spring Decaney, the 5A D2 reigning champs. You look at this game today, or tomorrow actually, I'm not sure what to tell you. Oh no, this one is tonight. I'm not sure what to tell you about this one because Pflugerville's got a great defense. I think they're the better of the two units against the Lufkin offense. But Tyler Stubblefield, the quarterback at Lufkin, and wide receiver Jabrice Taylor, man, that's going to be a tough tandem to slow down. And this game is tonight. I'm right, it's tonight.
How about the Piney Woods? Longview taking on Dallas Jesuit.
All right, Dallas Jesuit and wide receiver Jake Oliver, the guy that everyone knows about because he's the state's career receptions record holder, but he goes up against a nasty good Longview defense, which is really starting to come into its own now that they've replaced their injured quarterback Bivens Caraway with Desmond Chumley, their new guy who's really morphed into quite a talent. It's made that offense so much better, and I think the Lobos are probably your favorite here.
Name of the night so far, So-So Jamabo.
So-So
Jamabo. Now with Angela Haven on the sidelines. Angela?
Well, guys, Abilene took the early lead 14-0, but now Lamar has come back and they lead 20-14. Charlie Baird goes 60 yards and connects with his big-time wide receiver, Kavonta Mayweather, makes the catch in traffic, takes it to the end zone. He's looking to get on the highlight reel, I think, with that catch. That makes it 20-14. Extra point was no good, but Lamar now leads. Back to you guys.
Oh, we're not done with you yet, Angela. Is the momentum tangibly shifting down there? What do the Abilene players look like right now after 20 straight unanswered from Lamar?
You know, I'm kind of surprised they do not look dejected at all. They are still very much in this ball game. In fact, they're driving right now, and they could very well take the lead 21-20 going into the locker room at halftime if they score right here and make that extra point.
Okay, I was kind of watching them play there. They're down around the 25-yard line, so Abilene is on a roll right now. We'll see if they can punch it in. That extra point could loom large later.
That could be giant. By the way, quick update. Lufkin Pflugerville is tomorrow. I'm going to get this right. It's 2 o'clock on Saturday is that kick.
All right, Fox Football Friday will continue in just a moment.
That's probably a good idea. Sorry, sports. Didn't mean to surprise you down there, but
that was good. I like the interaction. That's good. Goodness gracious, a huge pill.
I was about to say, who's giving Jeff a horse tranquilizer? This is my very sleepy co-host, Jeff Power.
Wow. Do I really want to take this? Oh, great. I took the blue one.
Wait, did you just take NyQuil? Oh, no.
A long time.
Second down and 7 from the 22.
Hey, that will only stop my right foot. Don't worry.
That is too funny. Something happened, Jeff.
Pass complete for a touchdown to Nate Kinley.
Abilene High.
From 22 yards.
Okay.
Abilene just got a touchdown.
Yes, they did.
Pass. Abby. Back in the end zone. Nice catch.
Lofton to attempt the point after. Kitley to hold. Espinoza to snap. The kick is good.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. We've got ourselves quite a football game right here. Abilene High and Lamar. Jeff Power and Travis Stewart joining us here on the desk. But what do you say we get a quick update and check back in with Angela Heyman on the sidelines? Angela.
Well, guys, Abilene does score. The quarterback has a pass to number 1. Actually, on my roster, number 1 is listed as Nate Kitley, a defensive back. I don't have another number 1 listed on the roster, so maybe they put him in as a receiver. I'm not sure, but it was a great play. They now take the lead, 21-20. We've got 33 seconds left to go in this half. Looks like Abilene's going to take the lead going into the locker room at halftime. But, Jeff, as you said, it's a great game out here.
All right. Good stuff right there. Angela, do appreciate that.
And that was Kitley's second touchdown catch of the night. He is playing both ways right now and looking super sharp doing it.
And Evan Abbey on the throw there. Nice job by him as well. Okay, let's move along now. 5A Division II Region 3 bracket board for you.
Langham Creek and Katy tops it, but Katy won it. They beat them at Reliant this morning 49-0. Katy into the third round. LaPorte and Fort Bend Bush in action tomorrow, and the winner of that one will play Katy 11 a.m. next Saturday at Reliant. So Katy again pitching tent where the Houston Texans play next week. Cy Ranch and Houston Memorial, and then Manville and Fort Bend Dulles round out the bracket. Manville a winner over Dulles earlier today.
All right, what do you say we take a look at some of the highlights from earlier today? Langham Creek and Katy for one. Wow, Reliant Stadium, it looked pretty red over there. As you can see, when Katy's in town, they bring the crowd, no doubt about it. That's Adam Taylor with the touchdown run. He's headed to LSU with 7-0. Katy on top, and they were just getting started. Kylie Huddleston, what a quarterback he is. He's perfect for Katy. Alex Fisher on the receiving end here, the 10-yard grab. Then it's Huddleston rolling out again. This time he'll hit Logan Lister. Nice job, touchdown. It was 21-0. How about Rodney Anderson? You had a chance to see this guy play? Rodney Anderson can get it done. He also plays fullback, running back, you name it, whatever they need. This time lining up as a slot back, makes a great catch. And there's some more Adam Taylor, who had 3 touchdowns on the day. Katy wins it 49-0. They led this game 42-0 at the break, and that's a good Langham Creek team, I might add.
It was. Katy ran right over them, and that should be a pretty substantial shot across the bow for everyone else in Class 5A to see what Katy can do when they're hitting on all cylinders.
All right, how about Fort Bend Dulles and Manville right now? Final. Manville wins 39-26 over Dulles. Game effort, though, by the Vikings.
Yeah, and Manville got started off right, though. Tavares Garner, a 22-yard interception return for a touchdown right off the bat. And then Shane McCarley, the exceptional quarterback for Manville, had a big touchdown pass. Manville scored the last 14 points of the game to win here tonight and move into the third round.
Houston Memorial and Cy Ranch. We saw Cy Ranch early this year. That's a good-looking football team. They put 64 on the board against Langham Creek early this year in a 1-point win. Tonight, they lead 10-7 in the fourth quarter.
And they do have some offensive talent there, most notably running back Keith Ford, who's going to Oklahoma. He can do a lot of damage to you. He also returns kickoffs from time to time. So Memorial knows they have to watch for him on both offense, heck, and special teams. It doesn't get easy when you play Cy Ranch.
Here's a surprise team from the area, LaPorte. Watch out for them. They knocked out Katy last year. They're taking on Fort Bend Bush and LaPorte. I know they're not really a surprise team in the Houston area, but I think when the season started, nobody thought they were going to do what they're doing this season.
Well, I think only people on LaPorte were thinking that, and they turned out to be right, and we turned out to be wrong. And even though they've had a lot of guys there step up and contribute, especially defensively, the main gun has been Jose Scott. And I've said it before, Jeff, I think I'll say it again. He's the best player I've seen this year. He's just a junior. He's a linebacker. He can play running back, fullback, tight end. He can do special teams. He can do a lot for you. He's maybe the top overall recruit in the state next year, but he is a guy that you almost have to game plan for across all levels of a matchup. He's really tough to slow down.
They did lose one of their running backs earlier this year. We'll see how that factors out down the stretch here in the postseason. 5A Division II Region 4 bracket board. What do you think? Smithson Valley out. They lose to San Antonio Brandeis. How about the rest?
And like you heard Lauren Chan say, not as big of an upset in the San Antonio area as people thought, but I thought they were pretty good. Del Rio, Brownsville veteran winner there, takes on Brandeis next week. Cibolo Steel beat Roosevelt pretty bad today, and now they will see the winner of two, I guess, geographically directional schools in the Valley, Edenburg North and Harlingen South.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, how about Smithson Valley and Brandeis? This was one of the games played earlier. Now 11-0 against 10-1, and that one Brandeis loss came game to Smithson Valley in the season opener. The Broncos were missing their best player. The Rangers, though, were dominant all year. So interesting matchup. Brandeis strikes first, though. They take the opening possession. Brian Chapman throws the strike to Larry Stevens right in front of the camera, 5-yard TD. On the ensuing kickoff, Lawrence Madison back to receive for the Rangers. He's an all-everything type of guy. Look at this play, and this is why. Finds a seam, takes full advantage, and he's gone. 79 yards for the touchdown. The game was all knotted up at 7. Same score the second quarter, though. Chapman hit as he throws this one. Diego Hodges picks it off, and then watch how patient he is with it. Not just content with the interception. He wants to score 62 yards later, and somehow
Where is he going?
Smithson Valley adds a field goal later in the quarter to take a 17-7 lead in the locker room. Yeah, Smithson Valley led this game by 10, but back in the third quarter, the lead cut to 17-14. And you know that best player we mentioned for Brandeis a little while ago? Yeah, here he is. Trent Ginkin, the touchdown here, and he is in the end zone there, and, well, you get the idea. Brandeis wins it 28-20.
And I guess that goes to show you what a little bit of England can do for you when he's back in the lineup. He's a terrific talent, and now Brandeis could be headed for an eventual showdown with none other than Cibolo Steele. That sounds good.
All right, so Trent Inkland there. How about Cibolo Steele? This is another team in the San Antonio area. You just talked about them, and I tell you, the matchup is looks like it could be set, but they got to play the games first, correct? Correct. Yeah, that is Stockton right there. Justin Stockton with the touchdown. Next possession, Braylon McCollum delivers a perfect pass to Matt Bailey. The future incarnate word Cardinal does the rest. 52-yard score. Knights up 14-0. Second quarter, Stockton goes back to work. Great blocking up front, and he comes right into the kitchen, folks. Get the turkey and stuffing ready, because it's that kind of day for Cibolo Steele. They win it 45-0.
They definitely stuffed Roosevelt. Roosevelt finished the night with less than 50 total yards. Cibolo Steele was on their game in a big way tonight.
All right, games we're watching out for. How about down in the valley? Harlingen South and Edinburgh North.
Oh, man, I think I'm very interested in this one. I've been, I don't want to say down, but I've always been a little suspicious of Edinburgh North this year because they've had some games where they've looked great and some where they've looked a little average, but tonight looking very good against Harlingen South, who was one of the best teams in 32-5A all year long. But the North defense stepping up big right now. And I tell you what, the winner there is not going to have an easy road through the rest of the playoffs. The winner there has to play Cibolo Steele next round.
Lanny Wilson's got Harlingen South rolling. How about this game? Veterans in Del Rio doing battle. Veterans Memorial.
We mentioned this one earlier because the winner here has to go on to play San Antonio Brandeis next week. And Brownsville Veterans Memorial is going to go down as one of the most incredible stories in 5A this year because this is their first year of varsity action. Jeff, we've talked a lot over the past couple years when we've done this show about how new programs start quickly, like Cibolo Steele and Denton Guyer. But this is fast even for that metric. Your first year playing into the second round of the playoffs, and I'll be darned if they don't have a great chance to go 3 rounds deep with a great quarterback and Marcos Munoz there.
I love it. I love it. All right. Fox Football Friday. It's going to continue in a second. Let's check in with Angela and get an update on this game here behind us. Angela?
Hey guys, I'm joined by this week's Academy team behind the team. They're from Arlington Lamar High School, and they are the Thor Corps. You can see it on their shirts. It's a group of all guys. They're all seniors. They travel around to away games. Of course, they're at home games. They support the Vikings. They're basically the Vikings' biggest fans, and I feel pretty lucky because I've actually got Thor standing next to me right now. Thor, tell me a little bit about what you guys do.
Well, we try to keep everybody pumped up in the downtime. You know, if we're not doing too good, we want to get the crowd pumped up and into the game. And at the beginning of the game it was 14-0, and we started pumping everybody up, and we came back, and we're all really pumped up right now and excited. Yeah. Go Vikes! Yeah!
Oh, I can hear you guys, and I think y'all did have a lot to do with the comeback.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Well, guys, have fun for the rest of the game. We're glad you're here with us. Back to you guys on the set.
Well, he looks nothing like he does in the movie. Sorry, guy. But by the way, we were just talking about Valley teams. One game we passed up a little earlier was Harlingen and Mission Sharyland in 5A Division I. Sharyland up right now 21-0 in the second quarter. So it looks like Harlingen's season may be coming to a close if they can't right the ship in a hurry.
But Sharyland, I mean, what a story so far this year.
All
right,
really
coming
good.
up next, Class 4A Division I and much more here on Fox Football Friday. It's 21-20. Abilene leads Lamar. We'll be right back. I like you know, that little bit of space in between highlights works out good for me. I got
Yeah, I
time
agree.
to kind of scroll through and find them, you know.
I totally agree. Yeah, sorry, I wanted to get that Harlingen-Sharyland score in while we were still sitting on Valley teams because I know we're about to leave them for a while. So.
No, that's fine. Oh, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Abilene Independent School District is proud to present the 86th edition of the oldest marching band in Texas, the Abilene High School Eagle Marching Band.
I am hearing impaired.
And tonight, the Eagle Band would like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving holiday. And we hope you enjoy our rendition of the 70s classic Jungle Boogie, directed by drum major Emily Luna.
By the way, if you want to mention this one right off the top, it literally just went final. In 1A, Stratford beat Anson 21-16.
Okay.
So I figure whenever we get those games when they go final, might as well just
Stratford beat Anson
21-16.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. We're here at Maverick Stadium on the campus of UT Arlington, 21-20. Abilene leading Lamar right now. We're right by the scoreboard here. And what do you say we check in with Angela real quick? Angela?
Well, thanks, guys. Right now, I am joined by Lamar principal, Dr. Larry Harmon. We're here for the Wendy's check presentation. Dr. Harmon, Wendy's believes that a real key to success begins with a great education, and a great education has to happen both on the field and in the classroom. On behalf of Wendy's, I'd like to present you and Lamar High School with this $500 check. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Wendy's. We really appreciate their support, and hopefully this will be a sign of more things to come for Lamar High School.
Definitely, and before we came back from break, you and I were talking about this has been a great ball game. I spoke to some of your students earlier. A lot of excitement around the stadium. I know you're proud.
It is. Abilene's undefeated. We're taking it as giving them everything they got. The onside kick for recovery was faith in the students by the coaches. They respond well.
Absolutely. That might have been the turning point in the first half. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, Angela, do appreciate that, and always good to see the principals out here having a good time and supporting Wendy's and Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine.
They like football as much as the students
do. I love it. Hey, 4A Division I, Region 1 bracket board. This is kind of out west. Let's talk about it.
Starting up in the Panhandle, where you have Amarillo going head-to-head with El Paso Chapin. It's a big game, and the winner there will take on Denton Guyer, who downed Aledo earlier today. Then you have Lubbock Monterey. They passed up El Paso Andress. Monterey now into the third round. I don't think a lot of people had them penciled that far into the playoffs, but they have turned a lot of heads up there in the Panhandle. They will take on the winner of Birdville and Crowley.
All right, games that we're watching out for. How about El Paso Andress and Lubbock Monterey? This game played earlier today. In fact, KCNC, we do appreciate your help with this one. And how about Lubbock Monterey? What a season they've been having. Of course, Andress here making a big play offensively as they move the ball down the field.
That's quarterback Ryan Metz on the keeper up the gut for the touchdown for Andress. Got them started out on a high note, right? Metz again moving up the middle. That was a 2-point conversion. That pulled them within 8 with about a minute and a half left, but the onside kick attempt recovered by Lubbock Monterey. And Lubbock Monterey, oh, actually, I'm sorry, that pulled them within 3. That made it 21-18. Then Monterey recovered the onside kick, takes the knee on the way out. Monterey a winner 21-18 and a nail-biter over Andrews. But you got to give credit to Ryan Metz making that drive happen at the end and keeping that game a nail-biter.
And how about Monterey back-to-back playoff wins? I'm loving it. All right, Aledo and Denton Guyer. Highlights of this one as well. Gerard Hurd, look at this play, break it to the outside, finds a way to get in. Nice job right there, huh?
Gerard Hurd had a big day, a 5-yard touchdown run there. Guyer obviously in the black and silver, Aledo in the white and black, and Aledo a 3-time reigning state champ. Now it's Richard Whitaker up the middle, a 15-yard touchdown run. That was part of a 14-0 start to the game for Guyer. It actually blossomed into a 21-0 lead on this play. A big bomb to Josh Harris.
Whoa.
Look at that! Give me a pair of those receiver gloves. I'll be in the NFL. It's a heck of a catch by Harris. 70-yard touchdown to be one of the best you'll see all season long. Guyer out to a 21-0 lead. Aledo back on offense. Quarterback Pate Davis looking on the right side. He's got Willie Gibson. That would be one of Gibson's 3 touchdown receptions on the day. Aledo trying to claw their way back into this one, but Gerard Hurd was not amused. This time on the quarterback keeper on the right side. Good blocking into the end zone. Guyer goes on to win 42-30. Aledo scores the final 14 points of the game to make it a little closer, but their reign as 4A state champions is over after 3 years on top.
Big win for Guyer. Let's stay in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. What do you say?
I would really appreciate that. Crowley and Birdville, this one was this score in the first quarter as well. Birdville still unbeaten on the season, but believe it or not, I think it's Crowley that may be the better team. Birdville's been a team that always seems to have come up maybe a game or two short in the playoffs from where most people expected, so a lot of people picked them to be out in the first round this year. Sure enough, they're into the second, look like they're pushing into the third now.
Now to the Panhandle, Amarillo taking on El Paso Chapin. I like this matchup, Saturday 4A Division I game.
This one being played on Saturday, and it will be a very tough matchup for Chapin because the Amarillo Golden Sandies, they do 2 things really well. They run the ball and they play defense, and that is a tough thing to beat.
Enough said. 4A Division I Region 2 bracket board for you.
We're almost done with it, folks. Frisco Centennial beat Dallas Kimball earlier today. Red Oak over Sherman, a big upset. Sherman, a Football Friday alum this year. We saw them beat Denison in the Battle of the Axe. Frisco over Dallas Samuel, and then John Tyler and Wiley going head-to-head tonight.
Hey, how about some highlights rolling in? This is Frisco Centennial and Dallas Samuel. Look at this play. Have you seen this play yet?
I have not seen this one. Big play down the left side of the field. Lamar Jordan, the quarterback for Centennial, had himself a mighty fine ball game. 204 yards and 4 touchdowns passing. Now it's Kimball back on offense. Sweep out to the right side. He's got running room. One man to beat. A great cutback tackled about the 8-yard line, knocked out of bounds. Kimball now knocking on the door again over the right side. Again a cutback. This time he's into the end zone, but it was all Frisco. I'm sorry. From there on out, Frisco 42-7, a big win over Samuel.
Yeah, so Frisco wins it 42-7. How about Red Oak and Sherman? That was the big upset. Red Oak up 28-17 final victory. Mike Shields joining us now, the Red Oak head coach, and what an upset, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was an exciting game.
Coach, your quarterback, Austin Van Hove, had a great day. 2 touchdowns passing, 1 rushing. What did you see from him today? Was this his best performance of the year?
Well, if it wasn't his best, it was one of the best for sure. You know, and what really helps him is our running game. Our offensive line up front's opening holes for Cameron Bosley. Then when the defense moves up to try to stop Bosley, it opens up our passing game with Austin.
Now, Coach, y'all have now knocked off Sherman. You've also beaten Lancaster this year. At some point, everyone in DFW has got to clue in and say, hey, this Red Oak team, they're for real. Is this point where we all start turning heads?
Well, you know, it's not bad catching people by surprise, too. That helps out some, too. But you're right. You know, we think we can run the ball and we can stop the run. We can play a little defense, we think. And when you can do those 2 things, you know, running the ball helps us control the clock and keeps the other team's offense off the field. And then when you can play a little defense, you know, obviously that's going to help you out also.
All righty, Coach. Congratulations, Mike Shields, with the big win as Red Oak upsets Sherman. Big win, Coach. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, so there you have it. Red Oak 28-17 winners. Let's stay in the DFW area. Frisco Centennial and Dallas Kimball. Another matchup, marquee game here. Frisco Centennial won that one 38-12 over Kimball.
Yeah, I misspoke earlier. Lamar Jordan is the quarterback for Centennial. That's where the big day was for him. Again, 204 yards and 4 touchdowns passing. They also had a 72-yard kickoff return for a touchdown from Sidney Calvin over Kimball. We'll have to run those Frisco Samuel highlights so I can do them properly here in a minute and give credit where credit's due to those Frisco Raccoons into the third round.
How about games we're watching out for? John Tyler and Wiley. This game right now, Tyler up 31-3, and that game being played over at Rose Stadium.
We got radio now for KTBB. Let's get an update for this Cujo Lions.
Third down, Cook back to pass, steps up, Bowser hits him, the ball comes out, picked up by a lineman at the 2-yard line. Tyus Bowser wreaking havoc. In DeMarcus Ware fashion, he reached out and slapped the ball away from Cook, the quarterback, and Wiley gets the bounce, but they have a fourth down and a bunch.
Tyus Bowser, the defensive end for Tyler, a sack and fumble. He's got 15 sacks in the year coming in, so you know he's got more than that now. Great year for this kid.
Yeah, that is a lot of sacks, no question about it. Hey, coming up next, the other half of 4A Division I, but first let's check in with Angela Heyman, who's with one of the coaches. Angela.
Guys, I'm joined by Coach Fuller. Coach, 20 unanswered points until about 33 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Well, you know, we got an explosive offense, and, you know, it took us a while to get going, but we found a couple things that were working for us, and hopefully we can continue to have some of those things work in the second half for us.
And, Coach, it takes a lot of guts to kick an onside kick in the first half of a ball game. I liked it. Do you think that was the momentum changer?
I think it helped, you know, and it's one of those things, if it works, everybody says it's a great call. If it didn't work, everybody would say that was a stupid call, but it's one of those things, and you know, we had another trick play early that we didn't connect on. That's one that's going to hurt, but we'll come out and give it all we got in the second half.
Well, Coach, you certainly came back in the first half. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Guys, that's a Fred Loya Insurance quote at halftime.
All right, the Fred Loya Insurance quote of the night, and that's good stuff right there. I think both these coaches realize that we're at a point where anything goes, onside kicks, you name it. Keep that momentum and keep playing.
Well, all of a sudden, when you find yourself down 14-0 to an unbeaten team, you're going to have to pull out all the stops. Whatever trump cards you've kept in your back pocket, whatever ace you have up your sleeve, it's time to use them, because if you fall much more behind than that, it's going to be church for you, so you got to pull out the stops.
As George Strait once said, you got to keep an ace in the hole, right? All right, Fox Football Friday will continue in just a moment. Second half on the way. We'll be right back.
You know what? That's a good point. We do need to do this. Jeff, I have a favor to ask you. I have a favor to ask you. Can we rerun those Frisco highlights at some point soon? Oh, come on. I blew it so bad. I had the wrong schools. It's embarrassing. Thank you. No. I'll do it quick. Oh. Well, why don't we just do them both right off the top?
While we're going back.
I am sorry, though. I thought I heard Centennial in my headset, and Centennial has uniforms that look a lot like Samuel.
Jeff Watts did say Frisco and Centennial.
No, it's my fault. I just Centennial looks a lot like Samuel is. Thank you, Jeff.
The band and drill team would like you to cheer and sing along.
It's Frisco. It's Frisco, not Centennial. Frisco versus
Samuel.
Samuel.
And Frisco is in the purple. Yep. Samuel is in the white, and Frisco's in the purple.
Right.
The whole time I was like, something's wonky about this.
Hey, and And welcome back to Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. We're here at UT Arlington's Maverick Stadium, 21-20. The Abilene League Eagles leading Lamar. We are back here. Jeff Power, Travis Stewart, 4A Division I, Region 2. We're going to recap some highlights here real quick.
We're going to redo those Frisco and Samuel highlights that I botched so bad earlier. That's Dallas Samuel in the white, leading off with a 72-yard touchdown catch from Michael Sheffield against that vaunted Frisco defense, the same group that knocked off Highland Park last week. Now it's Frisco back on the move, and that is running back Matt Nolman. One of his, actually he's going to be tackled just short, right inside the red zone, the 8-yard line. Now they'll give it to Nolman again, one of his 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. He had 2. Ben Cole had a pair, and Frisco goes on to win big, 42-7 over Dallas Samuel Raccoons. Please forgive me.
Hey, how about John Tyler? We talked about this a moment ago. We just got some highlights fresh. They were taking on Wiley, the Cujo. I like the Cujo look when they wear it on the helmet. It's got Cujo on one side, and they got the lion on the other. Of course, this is the home of Earl Campbell. Ooh. Look at that stiff arm. Speaking of Earl Campbell, was that right on tune?
Wow. Well, he's missing about 50 pounds of weight to be Earl Campbell.
He had the stiff arm, didn't he?
That's right. The Lions on the move. That was quarterback Greg Ward on the handoff. Now it's Wiley back on offense. Ball pops out. John Tyler falls on it, picks it up. Tackled by Wiley, though. Cujo all day, every day. That's what the playoffs has been like. Big field goal coming here from John Tyler. That one splits the uprights and JT up. Early on, Wiley back on offense. Garrett Kane, quarterback. There's Tyus Bowser.
Wow.
Big sack on Garrett Kane. Knocks him down to the ground.
How many sacks did Bowser have this year?
I mean, he had 5 against White House in the season finale, so he can do damage to you. John Tyler,
15 right now.
31-3 over Wiley. Yikes.
All right, 4A1 Division 3. Let's check it out.
Georgetown and Summer Creek, a battle of 2 unbeaten teams at the top of this bracket. Angleton taking on Tomball right below them. In the bottom half of the bracket, you have Nederland versus Pflugerville-Connolly. Nederland was winning that one earlier, 10-0. And then Pearland-Dawson knocked off Stratford earlier today. A good comeback effort from Dawson. The winner of Nederland-Connolly will take on that Dawson team next week in the regional quarters.
Hey, speaking of, how about Pearland-Dawson and Houston-Stratford? Wow. Let's go to some highlights. What do you say? Stratford giving Dawson all it had. In fact, this game was tied 5 different times. Tony Upchurch scores, and look at this, it's 35-28. This was one of those games that just kind of went back and forth, and back comes Pearland-Dawson. How good is Dawson this year?
They're pretty good. Running back James White can do a lot of damage. For more information on how this game went down, let's check in with Ahmad Vital, a good friend of ours down in the Houston area who's helped us out all year. Ahmad, Pearland-Dawson, a big win today. How did they look to you?
Looked pretty good out here today. Obviously, the game went back and forth. Stratford gave them pretty much all it had for the most part. And actually, from this vantage point, Stratford actually was in a better position to win this game on many occasions. Wow. But lo and behold, Stratford had 6 fumbles and lost all of them, which is kind of rare. But, I mean, you know, when you got James White going for over 200 yards, he had 40 carries tonight, 4 touchdowns. Tony Upchurch made a couple big plays, had one rushing and 1 receiving TD. And Pearland held on to be able to do what they needed to do to make some plays. And but I think they'll continue to get tested through these high school playoffs.
Ahmad, thanks, bud. We'll check back in with you later. You're going to be at Cold Spring, Oakhurst, and Lamarck tonight in 3A Division II. We'll check you there.
All right.
Yeah, Tony Upchurch with a big game, and Josh Sharp also good. Good outing there for Dawson. All right, how about Angleton and Tomball? Angleton up right now, 55-35. Wow, look at that score.
Tomball there in the white. Angleton coming in the purple, and Angleton can run that rock. We saw them. They had the play of the week last week on Fox Football Friday. Them starting off right here on the left side. Big rushing touchdown there for Angleton, and a tribute to Arian Foster, Houston Texans running back with the Namaste bow after the touchdown. Tomball back on offense. A little hitch route turns into a big hitch route. Tackled far down the field. Angleton defense trying to regroup. Now Angleton back on offense, running the ball again, this time over the right side. Defense can't get there in time. Angleton in for another touchdown. Early and often did Angleton score tonight. Tomball back on offense. Remember, it's a Tomball team that's still changing around after Tommy Kaiser, their longtime coach, moved on from that profession. He was at 5A Coach of the Year for Dave Campbell's Texas Football not long ago. Angleton back on offense, and if this sounds like a broken record, I'm sorry, it kind of is. Angleton running over the right side, touchdown on the ground. Angleton 55-35 over Tomball in the third quarter.
I tell you, Angleton looks really good this year.
They sure do.
Pflugerville, Connolly, and Nederland Nederland doing battle, and right now 17-7. You might have seen that sneak peek. Nederland on top right now, and I tell you, the Bulldogs have been rolling this year. Another one of those teams out of the Golden Triangle that's just playing some good football.
Well, they get down right to the goal line, and then it's quarterback Carson Rains over the top on the quarterback keeper awkwardly, but it counts nonetheless for a touchdown for Nederland. Now Rains again dropping back deep down the field. Got an open man over the top of the defense. He's in for a touchdown.
When it rains, it pours, baby.
And it may have been raining down there as well. Now Connolly back, returning the kick, and oh boy, he's got a lot of space to go. There he goes. Radio, tell me.
Let's go to Legacy Sports Network, get the final play. Here we go.
The old victory formation for the Bulldogs. Knee taken. And they won't even have to snap the football. The Nederland Bulldogs come over here to Wood Forest Bank Stadium tonight and beat Pflugerville Connolly in the area round.
There you go, 17-10. So Nederland defeats Connolly. A pretty good effort by Connolly, too.
That was a great effort by them, and one of the first teams from 17-4A to fall. But Nederland, a legitimate regional contender right now. They look extra sharp defensively.
All right, thanks to Legacy Sports Network. Hey, how about this Saturday matchup, Summer Creek and Georgetown?
Oh, this one has been giving me heartburn trying to pick a winner here. They're both unbeaten, and they both do so many things so well. For Georgetown, it's a defense that, get this, from weeks 2 through 9, that's obviously most of the season, they didn't allow an opponent to have double-digit points. That's how good they've been defensively this year. They also shut out Pflugerville Connolly near the end of the year. But Summer Creek, as good as it gets offensively, quarterback Aaron Sharp, a monster under center.
How about 4A Division I, Region 4 bracket board?
Well, you got Leander and Buda Hayes up at the top. San Antonio Harlandale versus Corpus Christi Flower Bluff. Then you have Leander Rouse, San Antonio Brackenridge, who upset Alamo Heights last week. And then Gregory Portland taking on Corpus Christi Ray. And all 4 of those games being played tomorrow on Saturday.
All right. How about that Rouse game against San Antonio Brackenridge?
I don't know what to think about this one. I mean, Brackenridge obviously played a great game against Alamo Heights last week in an upset effort. Those Eagles looked really good, but Rouse, I think, is probably the better team. Running back Billy McCrary there, over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns rushing on the season. I just think Rouse is better, but I thought that Alamo Heights was better than Brackenridge too last week, so you never know what Brack may do.
Rouse in the postseason. How about Ray and Gregory Portland?
Oh, two good offenses here, but I like Gregory Portland running back Devin Bisbee to walk away from this one, push into the 3rd round.
Leander and Buda Hayes.
I think Leander may end up winning this 4A D1 title. That's how good they are. Buda Hayes brings Caleb Kimbrough, their quarterback, and Taven Mayberry, the running back, to the table. But Leander brings speed at pretty much all 22 positions. They're tough to beat.
No pressure, Leander, but Travis thinks you're going to win it all.
Sorry.
Harlandale and Flower Bluff.
Flower Bluff. Speaking of winning it all, Colton Mims, the quarterback at Flower Bluff, has them on track to do that in that region. He's very good, and this Flower Bluff team is very good. I think Harlandale may be a pinch overmatched in this one.
So, you talked about Leander. Clint Harper's done a great job over there. But
he sure
a defensive-minded kind of team, and they moved down from 5A, and they're doing quite well in 4A.
Well, part of what makes them so tough to beat is, we said, speed, but especially defensively at cornerback, at safety, at linebacker, at defensive end. They're so fast everywhere, you can't really turn the corner. You can't really space the field. It just pushes offenses out of their rhythm.
Yeah.
And really the only offenses that can really succeed against that defense are ones who are just massive run-based teams like Cedar Park, the only team to beat Leander this year.
And Caleb Woodward, their quarterback, has had a great season, too, for Leander.
Very talented runner.
All right, let's take a quick break. Fox Football Friday continues from right here in Arlington. We'll be right back with much more.
Is it going to be more of the same? You talked before the ball.
Jeff, I don't know if Sharon can hear me, but Friendship, one of the games we're about to talk about here in a second, they just went final, 42-14. Friendship beats Horizon.
Welcome back to Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. That is the Viking cheerleaders from here at Arlington Lamar. We're here at Maverick Stadium on the campus of UT Arlington. And great game right here is Abilene right now leading at 21-20 as we're just starting the third quarter.
And they were fired up. That's how you want your cheerleaders acting when you come out of halftime. That's for sure.
That's right. All right, hey, 4A Division II Region 1 bracket board. Let's scope it out.
Well, EP Burgess and Hereford in action tonight, right up at the top of things. And then Wichita Falls Rider, Fort Worth Southwest right below them. They also play tonight. The winners of those two will play each other. Wolfforth Friendship, it just went final seconds ago. We'll tell you how it went down in a minute. They beat Clint Horizon. And then Waco down to Lake Dallas in dramatic fashion earlier today. Waco now sees Wolfforth Friendship. The regional, what is that? Third round. We'll just go with third round.
Hey, talking about the games in this area, Waco and Lake Dallas, one of the key matchups. And what do you think of that one?
Well, I think that Waco won this one on Benjamin Diaz's 38-yard field goal with 0-0:00 on the clock. That was how it finished for Waco. Lake Dallas gave him a great game. Marshall Dominy, their quarterback, was a player tonight, but Waco came out ahead, and they're into the third round and rekindling a little bit of their ancient history. Waco, usually one of the best teams in Central Texas.
All right, congratulations, Waco High. Hey, games we're watching up for up in the Panhandle, Wolfforth Friendship and Clint Horizon. We touched on this game a moment ago. Look at that, 42-7 final.
Yeah, I think it's actually 42-17, and honestly, I can't say it's much of a surprise. Clint Horizon's had a good season, but Wolfforth Friendship is one of the more complete teams, not just in the area, not just in the bracket, but really in all of Class 4A. Their offense is really hitting on all strides, and their defense is just, it's stifling.
All right, how about Wichita Falls Rider and Fort Worth Southwest up in North Texas?
Well, this one's still a pretty good ball game. Rider was up 9-0 early before Southwest charged back into it with a Robbie Rhodes touchdown. Rider scored again, then Southwest came back. So Southwest won't let them get far away, whereas Rider's still searching for offensive options after losing J.T. Barrett to a knee injury several weeks ago.
El Paso Burgess and Hereford.
Well, this one sounds like the game of the night so far. It sounds like it's been a lot of fun. Burgess scored early and actually took a quick lead, but Hereford has started working their way back. Perhaps a microcosm as the season as a whole for these Whitefaces, who started off the year 0-5 before going 4-1 in district, getting in to the playoffs and now in a position to push into the third round. But they're going to have to get past these Jones brothers, Alvin and Aaron, at Burgess if they want to do that.
The Hereford Whitefaces. That is
such
Texas high school football.
That absolutely is.
4A Division II, Region 2 bracket board.
All right, up at the top, it's Prosper in Dallas, Carter. And then you have Lovejoy and Lancaster, those two in action tonight. Mesquite Poteet and Dallas Lincoln butting heads the bottom half of the bracket, but Mesquite Poteet came away with a win earlier. And then Wiley East and White House, a game that may end up in the hundreds. You're going to see a six-man score there. That one is going on tonight as well.
All right, how about Mesquite Poteet and Dallas Lincoln? Lincoln here in the purple uniforms. Poteet, we saw this earlier. Some big defensive plays in this game. Look at the pop right there. Yeah, that is a delivery. How about another defensive play? Check this out. Poteet can bring it on defense. The pick going up high right there, right in front of the band, too.
And then all of a sudden, back on offense, Mesquite Poteet, Tanner Ramsey, quarterback, finds Rodney Douglas wide open on the left side. No one there to catch him. 58-yard touchdown pass, 1 of 4 on the day for Tanner Ramsey. Mesquite Poteet rolls 48-14 in second round action.
Big Rod Dog. All right. How about Lucas Lovejoy and Lancaster?
Oh, I'm so excited about this. I know a lot of people in the Metroplex are too. Lovejoy unbeaten coming into the season, but starting a very good but still freshman quarterback against one of the toughest defenses anywhere in Class 4A at Lancaster. It's going to be a very tough game for Lovejoy to win, especially down 11 points to a stifling unit that simply does not let you get away from him. No big plays allowed against Lancaster.
Hey, but this season Lovejoy's had undefeated. They've been fantastic. We'll see. Wiley East and White House. How about this one, the Piney Woods?
Well, this is the one we thought was going to be big points, and Brian Houston with Tyler 99.3 FM will tell us if that's the case.
Mayweather 4:22 to go here in the first half. White House leads at 28-25. Wiley East from the 28. And a play action pass over the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Marcel Aitman. 28 yards from McCain to Aitman. A beautiful post pattern for a score.
And that was just made to look way too easy, especially considering the fact that White House had 3 defenders back there. McCain puts it right in the perfect spot for a wide-open Aitman. And I said that 3 defenders back there, and yet Aitman was wide open, found a soft spot in coverage. Burton looking back like, hey, guys, what happened there? Looks like a little miscommunication in the White House secondary.
Dylan Cook will try the extra point. It's up. And it's good. And
that connection there for Wiley East, quarterback Garrett McCain to wide receiver Marcel Aitman might be the most dangerous in all of DFW right now. McCain last week threw 7 touchdowns, and Aitman caught, I believe, 5 of them. So you know they can find each other with ease.
How about Saturday games, the DFW Metroplex, Prosper and Dallas Carter?
Well, Prosper in their first season up from 3A, just like Lovejoy is, and maybe been slowed down a little bit in the playoffs so far. Haven't always looked great. Struggled last week against Forney. They're going to have a tough defensive team against Carter tomorrow, but I still think that Prosper has the edge in athleticism. I think they have the edge in talent. And I think they're going to walk away with a win and get into the 3rd round.
All right, so interesting action all over the state. I got another score just came in. El Campo, the Ricebirds, up right now 37-0 in there again. That's a good team too, right?
That is a
undefeated.
Pretty good one.
We'll talk more about that later.
Another game that just went final up in the Panhandle. It's 1A Stratford, not the 5A or 4A version of Houston. 1A Stratford defeats Anson. I believe your final there was 21-16. Stratford, a winner.
And we have an update here, 28-20 right now. Abilene High leading Lamar right now, so big touchdown here by the Eagles. We'll talk about that when, in fact, let's go on down to Angela and talk and find out what just happened. Angela?
Yeah, guys, there were fireworks early. All it took was the opening kickoff for the Eagles to score in this opening kick of the second half. Here's the kickoff. You'll see Nate Kitley. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to fake the handoff, and then he's going to take it about 99 yards. As Boomer would say, he could go all the way. And you'll see he gets a great block at about the 30-yard line. That would be it. He'd take it to the end zone, and that would make it 28-20 Eagles over the Vikings. Back to you guys.
Nate Kitley, 3 touchdowns already.
2 receiving and 1 on the kickoff return. Looking very Desmond Howardish out there, doing a little bit of everything these days.
I think we might want to grab an extra chair and just set it aside here for Nate Kitley. What do you think?
For him to come rolling through. I think if they win tonight, they're going to be heading back to Abilene in a wink. It's going to be dark and cold.
All right, so good game here, 28-20. Abilene leading Lamar. We'll be right back with much more here on Fox Football Friday. That was El Campo up 37-0.
Oh, Jeff Watts, I'm an idiot. This SOT from Jerry Burkhart from Richmond Springs, it's on my computer and I forgot to give it to you. Dang it. Irritated at myself. Yeah, it got cold all of a sudden, didn't it?
Hey, we are 9. You're 9-12. I'm on 9-3. Right? Segment 9?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I accidentally turned 2 pages.
Okay.
Baird on the keep.
My allergy medicine is keeping me in check.
Keeping you passed out. That's what it's doing.
Oh, righty.
Oh, Val, you read our minds. We need some of that.
You know, I was thinking, I have a Dave Campbell Texas football mug in my car.
I mean, we have literally 100 of them at the office. I just didn't think about it.
Second down,
Not paying
8.
attention.
Sure.
Do you need another packet?
No, I'm good. I took the wrong one. I took the blue one. It's like a Doc Ellis documentary.
Flag on the play. Cash
yeah, please.
By Daquan Thomas.
Yep. Hey, Doc, you took the wrong one. Oh, no.
Probably, yeah.
Along with number 9, McGill.
Oh, do you want us to test with him real quick? Coach Griffin, this is Travis. Can you hear me, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Okay, good. We'll come back to you in about 2-3 minutes. Just want to test our audio.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Yep.
1st and 10. Lamar.
Football Friday Blitz is presented by your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. And by Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club in spicy, home style, or grill. Try one today.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the Blitz, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. It's a little chilly up here at Maverick Stadium in Arlington, but hey, we're weathering the storms and feeling good. Powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, of course. Jeff Power and Travis Stewart joining you. And it's 28-20 right here, Abilene High leading Lamar. More on that in just a moment. Hey, 4A Division II Region 3 bracket board. Let's break 4A Division II Region 3 down.
Well, you got Manor and Crosby right off the bat. Then you have Houston North Forest taking on Rosenberg Terry. Elgin and Barbers Hill. We're going to speak with Elgin head coach Wade Griffin momentarily. Fort Bend Marshall in Texas City, a game I think may end up deciding who goes to the state semifinals in that whole side of the bracket, believe it or not.
All right, so Fort Bend Marshall and Texas City. Let's talk a bit more about that matchup. And Marshall, a team that comes in to the postseason. They were undefeated, been on a roll, already picked up a playoff victory. How good is Marshall?
They're extremely good. They're very, very fast, very tough to beat. Texas City actually just scored a touchdown that was called back. The refs had whistled the play dead before the kid caught the ball and walked down for a touchdown. So we're still at 28-21. And again, like I said, I think the winner here may end up being in the state semis because these two teams may have the most athletic talent and the best offenses in the group.
All right, other games that we're watching out for on Saturday, Rosenberg Terry and Houston North Forest, one of the matchups.
Well, we talked last week, Jess, about how we had no idea what to expect from North Forest because they hadn't seen a lot of the top teams in 4A at all. Well, they beat Ridgepoint last week and looked pretty good doing it. So now you got to think that they're at least the equal to Terry. Their offense that's very run-based at North Forest has a great chance to get a win here and push this still young program, which does not have a lot of natural advantages down there in a rough part of Houston, could push them into the third round and be a great story this year.
All right, how about Elgin and Barbers Hill? It's another interesting matchup coming up on Saturday. In fact, Elgin head coach Wade Griffin now joining us. Coach, first of all, thanks for being with us. You guys were only 2-4 in district play last year, 6-4 overall, and this year you got your team rolling. Tell me about your matchup and what do you expect from Barbers Hill?
Well, it's going to be an exciting matchup. It's going to be a clash of styles, of course. They're wishbone, going to run the ball right at you. That's Ronnie Gage that used to be at Louisville. That's the head coach down there and does an unbelievable job. And, we are more of a spread and throw the ball around and get the ball on the edge. So it's going to be an interesting clash of styles, and, hopefully we can use our athleticism to our advantage.
Coach, last week on this program, we called it Upset Week. A lot of teams falling by the wayside, and y'all's team may have been the straw that broke the camel's back when y'all beat 9-1 Brenham in the first round. Describe that moment about what it was like with those kids of y'all's, knowing that y'all had knocked off one of the top teams in 4A.
Well, it was exciting. This is only my second season here, and we've been talking for 2 years about getting our program to that next level, and to win a game against a program like that was, it was like one of the state championship in Elgin. It was just a huge sigh of relief for this community, and everybody is as excited as you can imagine.
So, Coach, now moving forward, after you beat a team like Brenham, like we said, 9-1, state ranked, what do you tell your kids to keep their heads on straight, to keep them pointed in the right direction moving forward?
Well, we just tried to tell them we didn't want to end up being like Brenham. We don't want to be upset. Now that people know who we are, we have to keep that, that same fire and that same fight and that same energy, from week to week to week in the playoffs. And, I've told them over and over and over, it's not the most talented team that always wins in the playoffs. It's the team that's playing the best at that time that wants it the most. And I think we're pretty hungry to keep moving forward.
All righty, Wade Griffin, we do appreciate it. Good luck in your matchup against Ronnie Gage and Barbers Hill. All right, that was Wade Griffin. Now let's check in with another crosstown rival with Elgin, Manor. They're taking on Crosby, another interesting game on Saturday.
This one kicks off at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and it's really tough to call on who's going to be your favorite here. But I think if we're talking about Elgin maybe and Coach Wade Griffin flying under the radar, these two teams may be further under the radar than anyone else in the bracket. You're looking at the other 6 teams left alive, and everyone would probably rank these two teams 7 and 8 if you were ranking them 1 through 8. That's a dangerous position to be, putting these teams down there when, heck, they could have a great chance to knock off someone else later on.
Yeah, Elgin and Manor out there on Highway 290, just east of Austin. They're neighbors over there. 4A Division II Region 4 bracket board.
Well, right off the top, it's Cedar Park and Kerrville-Tivy, 2 heavyweights down in Class 4A in South Texas, Central Texas. Alice beat Corpus Christi Cal Allen today, 17-7. We'll talk about that in a moment. Cedar Park Vista Ridge in action against San Antonio Brennan was not going well at half for Vista Ridge. And then Calhoun and Ed Couch Elsa locked up in a nail-biter right now midway through that one.
All right, other games, Cal Allen and Alice. Look at this. Final, Alice upsets Cal Allen. How about that?
And Cal Allen was supposed to be a state title favorite really when the year started, but the offense never really got off the ground for them. They had some stretches where they looked good and some where they looked a little underwhelming, and their ground game just never really came together, and it's a season of rebuilding for Phil Danaher, a 300-game winner with Cal Allen.
Yeah, a lot of injuries down there as well. How about other games? Vista Ridge and Brennan. We talked about this. Brennan up 16-7 over Vista Ridge.
And how about that symmetry? You can see that score on your Twitter bar on the left side of your screen as well. Halftime, Vista Ridge 7, 16 to Brennan. It's a bad place to be if you're Vista Ridge because Brennan runs the ball so well. They're going to keep that ball away from those Rangers throughout most of the night. And really, speaking of running, Vista Ridge likes to do it too. And now down by 9 in the early stages of the second half, it kind of takes away a little bit of your playbook right now.
Okay, Ed Couch Elsa and Port Lavaca Calhoun.
I promised you a thriller. I promised you a thriller. 17-14 Calhoun right now up over Ed Couch Elsa. And that triple option ground game for Calhoun is going to be looking to salt away this game. Hunter Bourne, their quarterback there, knows how to run that offense. Richard Whitaker, the head coach, knows how to coach it up against an Ed Couch Elsa team that's actually missing their head coach, who was locked away for the rest of the season when they had some problems with some extra practice hours. UIL gave them a punishment, but the kids are still allowed to play in the playoffs. So Ed Couch Elsa knows they have a lot to play for. I just think Calhoun may be the better team.
But he definitely has a good team out there at Ed Couch Elsa. We'll see if they can pull the upset. All right, Saturday games we're watching out for Cedar Park and Kerrville-Tivy. That one kind of stands out.
The only Saturday game in this entire region, believe it or not. Oh, I'm sorry, in this bottom half of Region 4, and it's Cedar Park and their great ground game. A very, very tough defense against Kerrville-Tivy, which is more of an offensive team with quarterback Parks McNeil, a dangerous dual-threat kid. So you have Cedar Park defense, Kerrville-Tivy offense. Whoever controls the pace is probably going to win this ball game.
Kerrville-Tivy, of course, Johnny Manziel from Kerrville-Tivy.
Home of Johnny football.
All right, so that's the situation here in this particular bracket, 4A Division II, Region 3. But other games, in fact, I want to update this one here. Let's go check in with Angela. What do you say? I'm not going to steal her thunder this time. Angela, what do we have going on?
Well, guys, we've talked a lot about Arlington's running game, and we saw it on the last drive that they just had. Both running backs, Aaron Daniels and Cameron Smith, got some action, but it would be Aaron Daniels on this last drive that would punch it in for the 2-yard touchdown run. They decide not to go for 2. They kick the extra point. I thought maybe with all the tricks up their sleeves, Arlington might fake that extra, or Lamar might fake that extra point and go for 2, but that would make it 28-27, and then Abilene would come right back with the score. You'll see Evan Abbey scrambling, makes an unbelievable pass to his wide receiver, number 8, Douglas Wilson, wide open, takes it into the end zone, and that would make it 35-27. Abilene leads Lamar. Right now, guys, there's about 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
So great game here. Abilene leading now 35-27. Back and forth kind of contest.
Well, that's the way it's going to be probably all night, because you heard Trent Fuller at halftime say, hey, we've got an explosive offense. We know that Abilene has an explosive offense, so if you can't stop anyone, you're probably going to see some points.
Yep, good call. All right, Fox Football Friday continues. 6-man coming up. All right. That's pretty weak.
Yeah, that's exceedingly weak.
They do that in the playoffs, though. They want you to have credentials.
81 to kick off.
It's not, Jeff, you know what I'm talking about. It's not the facility. They'll get us in, but it's not.
Once again, number 81, Sam
I think you and I both know what the problem there is.
I don't have that rushing total on Lance Morris. I'm trying to get it.
Here, let me see if I can find it for you. Are you looking for his overall total?
Yeah. Hey, do we have the soundbite here with Lance Morris? Is that good?
Smith at the 19 out to the 26.
We definitely don't have the SOT of Jerry Burkhart at the top of that script. We don't have that.
Okay.
And that's my fault.
Well, I know that we have Lance Morris, and we should have his coach also.
Smith, first and 10, Lamar.
But I think we were cutting those SOTs separately due to time, just in case. So we may have to toss to him separately.
It's getting cold.
Toby Goodwin is the coach for Ira. What's his role as six-man?
Hold on one second.
I remember last year we interviewed him live at halftime.
He now has 11,605 yards rushing.
11,605.
The previous record, obviously, was Kenneth Hall, who had 11,232.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. 35-27, Abilene Eagles leading the Lamar Vikings right here at Maverick Stadium here at UT Arlington. Great area, huge campus, by the way, UT Arlington. Didn't realize it was this big.
That's a huge stretch of land. I used to come out here and play sports at the intramurals here with all my friends all the time, and you get driving around and you're thinking, I have no idea where I am, and I have no idea how to get out of here. That's a big area.
30,000 plus students. I'm impressed. All right, games we're watching out for in six-man football. What do you say? Jonesboro at Richland Springs. I like talking about six-man football. Of course, the championship's coming up out at Shotwell Stadium in a few weeks out there, and it's always a lot of fun. Jonesboro up right now in Richland Springs. Hey, that's a surprise right there. I know how good Richland Springs is.
That would not only be the biggest upset of the night, that would maybe the biggest upset of the year. That's how big Richland Springs has been out in front over everyone else all season long. They were the de facto state title favorite in Division II for Richland Springs, and Jonesboro has given them everything they can handle. I will be very interested to see how this plays out in the second half. I'm going to be following this on Twitter very closely.
All right, Strawn and Jayton doing battle. Strawn up 54-8. That's a final now over Jayton. Ken Capps joins us now from the six-man game of the week. Ken, give us your thoughts about this one.
Well, guys, Strawn and Jayton are very, very good teams out here. Strawn is 10-1. Jayton is 9-1. And they only lost to Espermont and to Gordon, who are also both in the playoffs. So some very, very good football being played out here. But believe it or not, Strawn really handily just beat Jayton 54-8. The game over in the third quarter, going on the six-man 45 mercy rule. So, Strawn, they may face Jonesboro or Richland Springs down the road. And, Richland Springs still has the longest winning streak in any high school football team in the country, and it sounds like tonight they're getting all they can handle from Jonesboro.
That's right. Hey, Ken, by the way, that winning streak is at 41 right now for Richland Springs, and they are trailing Jonesboro. Give me your thoughts about that.
Well, that would be a huge, huge upset because, Jonesboro is a very good team, but Richland Springs has been rolling everybody this year. They have not lost since the quarterfinals in 2009. They've won the last two state championships in 2010 and 2011. So, if somehow they were to get knocked out of the playoffs, that would be huge. And, of course, it could open a door for a lot of other teams like the Strawn Greyhounds.
All right, Ken, thank you very much for jumping in with us tonight. We're running down six-man all through the rest of the segments. You better be watching on TV somewhere, bud. This is your time to shine.
Amen.
All right, Ken, thank you as always. Six-man Division II, Region 3 and 4. Check it out.
That's Aspermont and Newcastle up at the top, and Strawn just defeated Jayton, so they will take on the winner of Aspermont and Newcastle tonight. Then you have Richland Springs and Jonesboro butting heads. We just said Jonesboro up at halftime. They will take on the winner of Milford and Cherokee. That game is being played tomorrow at 7:30 p.m.
All right, so other games, but Aspermont leading Newcastle 26-22 at the break.
Man, we got a lot of really good games going on right now in six-man. I have to admit, I'm impressed. Normally you see a lot of blowouts in six-man playoff football because you have some Titans that just roll through everybody. So far, we're seeing a lot of really good games.
How about Abbott right now up 30-16 over Leverett's Chapel?
Abbott scores a couple more times right before the break to make it 42-16 at halftime, and Abbott looks like they're going to walk away with a Mercy Rule win.
All right, how about Blum and Santa Ana? Right now, Santa Ana up 30-8 at halftime.
And Shirley behind running back Michael Valencia, more than 2,000 yards rushing and 29 touchdowns on the year. Santa Ana, a legit dark horse there in that bracket.
Okay, so some notable Saturday games in the six-man ranks. Grand Falls Royalty and Robert Lee.
Well, I know Grand Falls Royalty is going to be favored. That's who I'm going to favor. But Robert Lee is a pair of really good wide receivers in Zach Skinner and Will Howard. If you let both of them get off, boy, howdy, it's going to be a really tough game for Royalty if both of those kids for Robert Lee get busy.
Okay, other games, as you can see, Ira and Rankin there. That's an interesting matchup. And a little side note on that. Lance Morris, we talked about Lance last week, the record breaker. He now has 11,605 yards, surpassing Ken Hall. There he is. That was the record right there. How fantastic is that? Good for six-man football, good for Lance Morris, and good for Ira. The Ira Bulldogs with a great football team this year, and Toby Goodwin has done a fantastic job this year at Ira. I think they could be possibly looking at maybe a state championship.
Yeah, you know, and some people say that the six-man record should not stand against the 11-man records because it's a different game. I agree, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's easier to get those yards. Keep in mind, the quarters are shorter, the field is smaller, so it's very tough to come by yards, Jeff.
Hey, you saw Lance Morris with the pick right there, too. Well, we got a chance to catch up with him, and he says, hey, right now it's all about the state title.
Beating the record, you know, that's tremendous, and I'm proud of myself, proud of the team. But one thing that I know the team and myself want is the state championship.
That's right. He wants that state championship, and look at that. That's good to hear from a young player like that. He's all about the team right now. All right, Cherokee and Milford, another interesting matchup.
Yeah, Jairus Russell from Milford, 1,400 yards and 26 touchdowns rushing. I think they're probably your favorite there to win that one and move on into the third round.
Okay, so how about the Wendy's Real Score updates? Let's take a look at some of the scores coming in. San Antonio Madison right now over East Central, 24-0 as a final. Allen and Mesquite, look at that, 21 all in the second quarter.
It wasn't idle talk when we said it may have been the biggest game in Texas tonight. Right now the team's living up to the billing. Wiley East and White House in a shootout, 32-28. You saw Wiley East reach that 32 here on Fox Football Friday, 99.3 FM, and Tyler with the call there. Balmorea beats Lorain in six-man action, 44-40.
All right, so tight game right there, but a victory for Balmorea there by 4. All right, so some good action right there, and congratulations again to Lance Morris, and I know his coach, Toby Goodwin, very proud of what he's able to accomplish. All right, let's send it back down to Angela Heyman to get an update right here. Angela?
Guys, Lamar's run game strikes again, and Aaron Daniels doing more work on Lamar's last drive. There was a big run to set up the touchdown. That would take it all the way down to the 3-yard line. Cameron Smith would here, and then you'll see the touchdown after that. You'll see Cameron Smith take it all the way down to the 3-yard line, and then Aaron Daniels gets the ball, and he will dive into the end zone for the score. That would make it 35-33. Again, they just go with the extra point. Don't go for 2. Like I said, the score is 35-34 with about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Guys?
And you want to know why they're not going for 2 right now. It's that age-old adage, you don't chase points until you have to. If you go for 2 and you don't get it, now you're down by 2 and it's a different ball game. Not by a lot, but by enough. Right now, just take the points. You have no idea where the game's going from here on out. Just be comfortable.
Yep. Hey, who knows? All right, so great game here. Great games from all over the state of Texas. We'll keep you posted. Stick around here on Fox Football Friday. A lot more to come.
Reggie Pearson, number 83.
Good, really good. Was that Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did good.
I mean, we just, I always feel like when it comes to 6-man and stuff, you take what you can get. Sometimes you got to use some coaches' footage.
Abilene just scored.
Porter, the ball carrier.
Marcel Porter.
From 15 yards out.
It just got cold.
It's really cold now.
I just got a bunch of highlights sent to us.
Hitley to hold. Espinoza to snap.
Greg says Richland Springs is 156-8 since 2001.
The kick is not good.
Whoa, not good. You hear that?
See, that's why you don't chase points.
I'm noticing two things tonight. Credential issues and not so much on my guys, but credential issues and also problems with internet connections all over. I don't know if this is something that changes in the postseason where they stop doing the Wi-Fi or what.
I've got a hot sports opinion on the credentials.
Abilene's 8th possession of the night, 2 minutes, 23 seconds. 3 first downs, 51 yards, 7 plays.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Jeff Power, Travis Stewart joining you here on the sidelines. And, 34 points for Arlington Lamar, but they still trail now 41-34 as Abilene High scored, but they missed the extra point, see?
That's why you don't chase
those
points.
That's right. In fact, let's check in with Angela Heyman and find out how it happened. Angela.
Hey guys, well, Abilene had a 3rd and 2 from the 15-yard line. I was standing right next to the Lamar coaches, and they were saying, come on guys, one more stop, hoping that they would get the ball back. They would just kick a field goal. But instead, Marcel Porter takes it 15 yards into the end zone for the rushing touchdown. Like you said, that's why you don't chase points. That would make it 41-34. Only down by 7 now. Back to you guys.
Okay, so great game right here. Abilene High hanging on right now, leading Lamar 41-34. All right, how about some taps? 11-man Division I bracket board. We got you covered no matter what classification.
That is Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools, by the way, down in 11-man and 6-man. TAPS has divisions for both. Houston St. Pius taking on Fort Worth Nolan. All of these games on Saturday. Plano Prestonwood, probably the beast of the woods down there in Division I against Austin St. Michael's. Bishop Lynch against Houston St. Thomas, and then Addison Trinity Christian against Argyle Liberty Christian, all up in DFW area.
Okay, so tell me about this 11-man Division II bracket board.
Well, I think we should let's drop in and take a look at these games first in the Division I bracket before we jump down there. I don't want to give everyone their due now, Jeff Power. Plano Prestonwood taking on Austin St. Michael's, and the big guy there for Prestonwood's probably tight end Christian Morgan. He's one of the nation's best. He's leading this team in receiving. Good pair with running back Grayson Warren, who's got more than 1,300 yards rushing on the year. I think Prestonwood's probably your favorite, even though Austin St. Michael's has a really good running back named Scotland Butler, who's also, if we have a name contest, he's got to be in that. Scotland Butler.
That is a good name. All right, so other games we're watching out for, there's Fort Worth Nolan and Houston St. Pius X.
And St. Pius brings in the big name. It's Cole Stewart, their quarterback, going to Texas A&M, one of the best in the state, one of the top recruits under center in the state. He's got a very good wide receiver in Dimitri Morris as well. Nolan has been a big name in D1 and privates and parochials for a long time, but I think St. Pius may be your better squad here tonight.
How about St. Thomas out of the Houston area and Dallas Bishop Lynch?
Oh, man, Bishop Lynch has this really good-looking running back. Young kid, but Raleigh Williams is over 1,000 yards rushing on the season, 14 rushing touchdowns. I like St. Thomas a lot, but I really think this Raleigh kid may be taking Bishop Lynch places here.
Okay, and Addison Trinity and Argyle Liberty.
Speaking of taking places, the arm of Daniel Davidson, the quarterback for Addison Trinity, he will take you places. 3,500 passing yards on the year, 41 touchdowns passing. Last year he was up over 4,000 passing yards and was the top 11-man passer in all of Texas. The kid just throws it, makes them a tough team.
All right, now about that TAPS 11-man Division II bracket board.
All right, you got Dallas Parish Episcopal taking on Midland Christian. We'll talk about that one in a minute. Two good running backs there. Fort Worth Christian and Dallas Christian going head-to-head. Then Houston Second Baptist and San Antonio Holy Cross. Another River City team, San Antonio Christian, has Houston Northland Christian in the bottom part of the bracket.
Okay, so games we're watching out for: Dallas Parish Episcopal and Midland Christian.
I think this one was actually supposed to be tonight, but I'm not positive. We may have to double check on that one. It's two really good running backs here. Zach Shelley, the guy for Parish Episcopal, 1,800 yards on the season, 31 touchdowns, facing Midland Christian's Christian Wiggum, the guy who was our private school cover boy at the in the preseason Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, and this matchup is on Saturday.
How about Northland Christian and San Antonio Christian, another Saturday matchup?
Yeah, San Antonio Christian. Here's a name you should remember. It's Corey Robinson. Sound familiar? It's the son of David Robinson, San Antonio Spurs. David Robinson and Corey, a Notre Dame commit, has been sensational this year. 1,200 receiving yards, 18 receiving touchdowns. I like San Antonio Christian. A little bit of an upset here.
All right, Parish Episcopal and Midland Christian.
I'm sorry, it's Fort Worth Christian and Dallas Christian in this one. These are two good squads. I lean towards Dallas Christian a little bit here, but I think this one may be a toss-up.
Okay, and we talked about Parish Episcopal, Midland Christian. How about some of these other big matchups?
Houston Second Baptist and San Antonio Holy Cross. San Antonio Holy Cross brings in running back Kyron Davis, one of the only guys in San Antonio with more than 2,000 yards rushing on the year. 2,017 yards and 25 touchdowns. I kind of like Holy Cross here.
All right, TAPS 11-man Division III bracket board. Now, completed games, Frisco Legacy and Lake Country. And let's look at the bracket board here.
That's right. Frisco Legacy beat Lake Country. We'll give you the score in a second. So they are in to the next round. They'll take on the winner of Colleyville Covenant and Dallas First Baptist. Right below them is Marble Falls Faith, a really interesting story there against Hallettsville Sacred Heart. Then Shiner St. Paul and Bay Area Christian rounding out things.
And games we're watching out for, we talked about Legacy and Lake Country. Look at that. There's your final, 26-19, Frisco Legacy.
And Legacy outscored Lake Country 19-7 in the second half to put themselves in charge of this one. Their running back, Ovi Aruba, had a great game, 280 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on the ground. My, great day.
Games we're watching out for, Colleyville Covenant and Dallas First Baptist. Let's begin with them.
Well, First Baptist has a really good wide receiver, Trey Hart, at 1,899 yards receiving and 26 touchdowns. Those are receiving numbers, folks. You don't see stuff like that every day. They're out in front, and I think they're going to win tonight.
So First Baptist up 21-14 right now. Marble Falls Faith and Hallettsville Sacred Heart.
Yeah, Marble Falls Faith is fascinating. Their first season up from 6-man in the private school ranks. They're undefeated. The first year from 6-man to 11-man. They're undefeated. I think they're going to beat Hallettsville Sacred Heart.
All right, how about Shiner St. Paul, I should say, and Bay Area Christian?
Well, the defense first at Shiner St. Paul. It's been that way for a while. Bay Area Christian rebounds with a big ground game. That's kind of a strength against strength matchup there. I lean towards St. Paul, but you never know what Bay Area can do with that ground pound.
Hey, did want to pass along a score, by the way. Richland Springs now leads 40-34. We checked some stats. They are 156 victories and only 8 losses since 2001. So if Richland Springs falls tonight in 6-man football, that would be huge. It's only happened 8 times since 2001.
In a decade. Yeah, more than a decade now. That's unbelievable.
Hey, Class 3A Division I coming up right around the moment. But first, let's get into the San Antonio area. Vista Ridge highlights rolling in against San Antonio. Brennan, this game being played over at, I believe, at Texas State University at Bobcat Stadium.
All right, indeedy. You've got Brennan there in the gold, black, and white. Vista Ridge in red. Ball ripped out by Brennan, picked up by number 44. Brennan back on offense. Short pitch, quarterback looking to throw a lead block, and he does. He picks off the linebacker, and he springs his man for a big touchdown run in Bobcat Stadium. Brennan up right now, cruising against Vista Ridge. Vista Ridge back on offense, though. Another fumble. Brennan picks this one up, and they'll run it back. Extra point. Looks like they did not get it called back. Yeah, they called it back, and then they ended up kicking a field goal.
It was a 42-yarder. The Vista Ridge turns it over the 3rd time in a row. But look at this. Next play, the Bears run the flea flicker, and Deshaun Key finds the ball there in an interesting play. This would set up this play. A little trickery.
How many handoffs is that?
All the way downfield. Open. Oh, my goodness. Fantastic play, and that is a touchdown right there. Wow, interesting game so far.
Yeah, Brennan charged out in front 17-6 at halftime, but Vista Ridge answered with a quick 3-and-out on defense, and then a score to make it 16-14 and bring the Rangers back within a field goal.
All right, so there you go. 16-14. Brennan leads. More on that game throughout the night. So good call right there. Let's check in with Angela here and get a quick update on the game going on here between Lamar and, well, their big rivals at Abilene.
Well, guys, Abilene still leads 41-34. Lamar did try to kick a 40-yard field goal. It barely missed to the right. And actually, I'm standing right here by the Lamar crowd. They thought that it was good. They started cheering very loudly. And then when they saw the referee signal that it was no good, obviously they were a little disappointed. Barely missed. Like I said, the Eagles lead 41-34 over the Vikings.
Yeah, the ball definitely seemed to have the height and the distance just a little bit off center there.
Well, Arlington High was here earlier this morning, and they had a hard time kicking field goals, a lot of them in that same direction. So sometimes the way a stadium's constructed, where the wind's coming in a certain way, kind of makes the ball tip to one side a little bit, and it gets you a little used to it.
It was very windy, though, earlier today out here, no question. All right, Fox Football Friday will continue. 3A Division I coming up next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
It was a bad copy and paste. That was my bad.
Okay, no worries. Man, I just got a ton of highlights into.
Good, let's use them. Oh boy, it's cold, 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 cold.
We haven't had the Rice Birds on all year. Good for them. El Campo. Yeah, she got us highlights earlier, but she was having problems at her very first game she was at today. And she was telling me she was trying to find a different way to send it at her next game. I don't know. I'll text her back and see where she's at.
Porter makes a handoff on the left side.
Whatever.
Garcia on the stop. First and 10 Eagles to the 14. Porter.
They're not letting you in?
From 14 yards out.
Wait, Plano is Mesquite and Allen. Unbelievable.
Can't we call somebody?
What did they tell you, Jeff?
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. It's the Blitz, and that is the Lamar Band getting us down and helping us feel groovy here on a Friday cold night in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're up here in Arlington. This is Maverick Stadium. In fact, let's check in with Angela and get an update on the game going on right here behind us between Lamar and Abilene.
Well, guys, the Eagles strike again, and running back Marcel Porter does all kinds of work on this last drive. I think he carried the ball at least 4 times in this last drive. And on the scoring play, it's a 15-yard touchdown rush. He reaches the ball across the pylon. They call it a touchdown. Then they try to go for 2, don't make it. And it's 47-34. The Eagles lead the Vikings. Back to you guys.
Uh-oh, chasing points.
I'm not going to say anything more about it, but now that you're in the fourth quarter, I'm sure it's possibly a little bit mental. There's not a whole lot different between 2 minutes left in the third and 12 12 minutes left in the fourth. But when you get into that fourth quarter, you do start looking at your two-point conversion chart or whatever your math chart is and say, okay, you know, maybe we're in a range now where we need to go ahead and take our shots and take our risks, make sure we don't run out of chances later on.
Yeah, but that is Abilene, though, who's ahead. All right, 3A Division I, Region 1 bracket board for you. Let's take a look at this bracket.
Well, Andrews and Abilene Wiley doing battle tonight, and then Stephenville and Kennedale played earlier today. Stephenville won quite big, and they did it offensively. They were very impressive, Jeff.
Okay, hey, completed game. Stephenville and Kennedale. This is one of the games that we've been watching as Stephenville goes on to win it rather big, 56-24.
And you know what's insane about that? Stephenville quarterback Tyler Jones threw 8 touchdown passes in that one. That is an unbelievable mark. A couple years ago, it would have tied a state record. Now it's falling in to a couple spots behind the top bid, but still 8 touchdown passes for Tyler Jones. A huge performance for the Yellow Jackets, and they still look like a 3A D1 title favorite.
Okay, other games. How about the DFW area? Let's take a look at this matchup. Abilene Wiley over Andrews, 56-0 third quarter. Let's go to KEAN and find out how this game got started.
Cumulative time of
low kick is going to be picked up by Garrett Martin, who is back to return. And there is a crowd left side. He's hit the 30, 40, one man to beat. He's going to go around in midfield. 40, 30, 25, 20. Garrett Martin all the way. Running touchdown. Garrett Martin
Fantastic.
Someone's excited. Garrett Martin, the running back for Abilene Wiley, starting off the game in style. Wiley cruising to the third round.
Well, Wiley looking good, no question.
They're going to be seeing Stephenville next week.
3A Division I, Region 2 bracket board.
All right, let's take a look at the top. You had Gainesville and Princeton. We're going head-to-head. Gainesville won earlier today. We'll tell you how it went down in just a minute. And then Paris and Kilgore were facing off tonight. Kilgore started in a big way.
All right, so let's talk about some of those games. Gainesville and Princeton, one of the matchups. Gainesville wins it 40-14.
And it was bad early. Gainesville jumped out to a 21-0 lead in the first quarter. They had big performances from running backs Jonathan Mendez, 114 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and Adam Berryman, 108 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Gainesville looking like one of the best teams in that bracket. It's just, again, everything slanting towards Region 1 where you have Stephenville and Abilene Wiley playing each other in a regional final. Oh, my.
Hello. How about Kilgore and Paris? That's one of the games we're watching out for.
Yeah, Kilgore awfully good defensively. Good enough offensively, but awfully good defensively. I'll say defensively, they're so big, so strong, they're quick. It's, you know, first season down from Class 4A. It's just a nightmare matchup for your average 3A team. And now Kilgore will be seeing Gainesville in the regional finals there down in Region 2.
All right. How about grab a 3A Division I, Region 3 bracket board?
A lot of these ones were already played. You have Silsbee beating Stafford earlier today, and I think Carthage just polished off Taylor just a few minutes ago. Oh, no, there's still some time left in the third quarter there, but Carthage up 42-7, so we still got a little ways left to go to finish that one out. But it looks like it will be Carthage and Silsbee going head-to-head in the regional finals.
Let's talk about that Silsbee and Stafford game. Class 3A action from Turner Field in Humble. The Stafford Spartans and Silsbee Tigers exchanging pleasantries before the game. Silsbee wastes no time putting points on the board. Patrick Reed wants it all. He finds Jordan Holmes with the over-the-shoulder grab, a 47-yard score, 7-0 Tigers. These two would hook up again in the second quarter. Reed to Holmes on the quick out, 34-yard touchdown pass play, and just like that, it was 14-0 Silsbee. But Stafford bounces back, facing 4th and long. Spartans go to the air. Kyle Thompson looks for John Baker, who shows tremendous focus and pulls it in. Stratford down only 7, 14-7 in the second quarter. Tigers come roaring back though. Floyd Spearman punches it in from 3 yards out, 21-7 Silsbee. Then it's Reed to Chris Elam. And look at this pass play, 28-7. And that's how this game would end up going. Silsbee goes on to win it 45-21. So the Tigers with a big victory over Stafford.
And it looks like they will see Carthage, but let's check that game real quick. Carthage versus Taylor in the other half. of the 3A Division I Region 3 regional semifinals. There's Carthage. I believe it's actually 42-7 now in the third quarter, but Carthage looking extra sharp, and it looks like they will go on to beat a Taylor team that knocked off Waco La Vega last week.
All right, so how about 3A Division I Region 4 now?
All right, El Campo and Somerset seeing each other tonight in the regional semis, and then Ingleside and Kingsville King is the other half of that bracket.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to look at El Campo all year. Well, what do you say we do it tonight?
Take it away, Jeffy.
All right, this is the Riceburg. This game being played over in Bastrop. And one of the things about El Campo, they have got some great running backs. They've got a great defense. They can do it all. They'll just beat you in so many different ways.
And they're so big, especially in the trenches along the offensive line in their first season down from 4A. Again, El Campo on offense. This time the quarterback keeper, no one could catch him at the line. He tries to turn the corner, and he does. Touchdown. A good long one for El Campo.
That was Bryce Brandel, and he can do it all pretty much. But I tell you, El Campo, if you haven't seen them yet this year, they're one of the top teams in 3A. Watch out for them. They are tested in district play, and they are rolling right now in the postseason, up big at halftime, 37-0 over Somerset.
That one looks like it may be church for Somerset. The other half of that bracket is Ingleside versus Kingsville King. King, another team that is dropping down from Class 4A in the offseason, but Ingleside not impressed by a 20-0 lead early on in this one. Ingleside right now cruising, and they would see El Campo next week in the regional finals.
Yeah, that game being played over at Buck Stadium in the Corpus Christi area. Perhaps some highlights of that one a little bit later on. How about your Wendy's Real Score updates for you as we break down the state of Texas? Cameron Yo defeating Marion 42-14. Shiner over Ozona 49-7 at the half.
And then Ingleside over Kingsville King 20-7. A little scoring update in the game we were just talking about. And then Runge and Tehennis tied at 7, but I believe this one's actually tied at 14 now. Both teams got touchdown late in the half. Got a really good game going on there in Class 1A.
Yeah, might have some highlights of that one a little bit later on as well. So next coming up will be the 3A Division II Regions 1 and 2. And I've said it before, I think 3A is just sensational this year. I mean, you think about all the teams. You got Stephenville in there at 3A, and then you've got some of the teams that have moved down, from 4A, like Stephenville and Lamarck, and, you name it. I mean, 3A is loaded. El Campo looks really good, too.
That D1 bracket, I think, is really the tough spot. You have Stephenville and Abilene Wiley in one regional final.
Oh, Wiley,
You're probably going to have Carthage up there on the top corner in Region 3. You're going to have El Campo down there in Region 4. You're going to have Kilgore down there in Region 2. It's just a really tough field to try and work your way through. Whoever wins it will have certainly earned it from that one.
Jerry Vance once told me at Liberty Hill the reason why 3A is so great, it's still that small town mentality. It's like, a lot of the schools in 3A represent their entire community, their entire town, and the way they battle each other, the rivalries are just fantastic.
It is a really tough field. I know at Dave Campbell's Texas Football Associator Greg Tepper, that's his favorite. And it's been that way since he's been here. 3A has always been his favorite. And it's always really fun in the playoffs because you only have 3 teams per district, obviously.
Yeah.
So you knock out one of the teams at the bottom that sometimes people feel like shouldn't be there in the playoff picture, and there's no first-round buys. So a lot of those heavy-hitting district champ teams, they play the first week against other pretty solid squads. So that 3A playoff field looks mighty fine right away, but we were just saying about 3 teams per district. That's maybe changing. You may end up seeing 4 teams per district come out soon.
All right, more 3A on the way when Fox Football Friday continues.
Yard touchdown run by Porter. Lofton to attempt the point after. Scott to hold.
Some good points about 3A, though. It is a fun classification.
Oh, yeah. It's always been a lot of fun.
Not good.
Missed extra point. Come on, Abilene.
Scoring drive on Abilene's 9th possession, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. 3 first down, 73 yards in 6 plays. 42-yard touchdown run. Point after not good. 6:55 remaining in the game. Eagles 53, Vikings 34. If you have Time Warner, you can watch this game on Channel 185, 7 p.m. on Sunday or 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Highlights from this game will be featured on Chevrolet's Inside High School Football, airing this Saturday at noon on NBC5.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the Blitz powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. We're here at Maverick Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Quite a battle going on right here behind us. In fact, let's check in with Angela Heyman on the sidelines and find out about another touchdown.
Well, guys, Abilene is starting to run away with it. Marcel Porter would have yet another touchdown rush. This time, he's going to rush to the end zone from 42 yards out. After 2 in a row, 2 rushing touchdowns in a row from 15 yards out. He goes 42 yards on this one. They missed the extra point again, struggling with the extra point conversions and these 2-point conversions after they score. But like I said, they lead 53-34 and starting to run away with this game. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Angela. All right, 3A Division I, Region 1 bracket board. We talked about how fun Class 3A is. Let's keep it going. What do you say, Division 2?
Midland Greenwood downs Perryton tonight. That one just went final moments ago. Graham over Glen Rose. That was an earlier game. Monahans beat Shallowater. That was an earlier game as well. And a bit of an upset since Shallowater was 11-0 coming into this one. And then Gatesville against Vernon. Gatesville a winner as well. So this bracket already finished up, and it seems odd we'd have so many finals at 9:30, right? Well, keep in mind that we did have a lot of games kicking off at 6 o'clock today.
All right, so Gatesville and Vernon. And how about that score, 40-28, Gatesville, a big win over Vernon. Shallowater taking on Monahans, and we got some highlights of that game. And interesting matchup as Monahans here in the green. Bright, sunny, beautiful day here all over the state of Texas, especially on the north side.
And it's running back Jarek Black for Shallowater, who was the leading rusher in Texas for a good portion of the season in the end zone there, but injured. I don't think he returned later on in the game. There's your touchdown for Shallowater. They push across, but the Monahans defense was very tough all day. Their offense was good enough. This time their on the ground game looks really similar to the play that Jarek Black was injured on. Monahans all the way down into the red zone. Nice cutback touchdown for Monahans. That would be almost enough to put Shallowater away by its own. 21-7 a win. Monahans, which had a rough regular season, played good opponents. They knock off 11-0 Shallowater into the third round.
Yeah, Shallowater, I tell you what, 11-0 coming into that game. All right, Graham and Glen Rose. Graham winners 42-28 your final.
Well, Glen Rose was one of the better teams in Central Texas. I thought they were actually your favorite here, but Graham comes out on top. Graham, of course, the former school of Case McCoy, who we saw play a little bit for the University of Texas last night in Austin. But Graham a winner, and they are moving on into the third round, Jeff.
How about your TCU Horned Frogs, huh?
I wouldn't know anything about it.
All right, Midland Greenwood, you saw that score, 35-0 over Perryton. Impressive win right there.
Yeah, and they were favored to do exactly that. Greenwood was a good defensive team. They came from a very tough district. Perryton was probably a little bit overmatched coming up there from District 1, 3A. Greenwood a winner, and now the rest of that bracket, well, it's going to look pretty interesting from here on out. I mean, when you look at these matchups heading in to next week, you're going to see Monahans and Gatesville, and then Greenwood and Graham.
All right, how about 3A Division II, Region 2 now?
Well, you start off with Salina and Dallas Madison, a game that Salina will be picked to win. Then Quinlan Ford versus Henderson. We saw Henderson beat Van last week. And then Argyle down Melissa earlier today. And then Gilmer versus Atlanta. Argyle will see the winner of that one. It looks like that will be Gilmer.
All right, we Argyle and Melissa. Let's take a look at this score as it rolls in 42-14 Argyle.
Now, we saw Argyle lose in the season opener to Abilene Wiley, but Abilene Wiley's success, well, essentially undefeated since that point, has proven just how good that Wiley team is and how we can't be judging Argyle by just that one result. A 42-14 win over the reigning 2A Division I champs, now up in 3A D2, but Argyle looking very special in the postseason.
Hey, I got a chance to see Gilmer last week. That's a good-looking football team. Here they are taking on Atlanta tonight.
Yes, Gilmer in the black and orange. Atlanta, those grays and red. The Buckeyes of Gilmer on the move in the ground game. Up the middle, cutting out to the right side. He's got the corner of the end zone. He's in for a touchdown. And if there's one thing Gilmer can do, it's score a lot of points, either running the ball or with quarterback Tanner Barr. Now it's Atlanta back on offense. Quarterback keeper into the end zone. They don't need running back Corian Webster on that play. Just give it to the quarterback. Gilmer back on offense. More ground game. Right up the middle, another touchdown for Gilmer. The Buckeyes rolling at this point. More running. They didn't even need quarterback Tanner Barr much in this one. Another touchdown run for Gilmer. They win big, 57-13 over those Jackrabbits from Atlanta.
Yeah, big win for Gilmer. That black and orange looks good together, doesn't it?
Always does.
All right, games we're watching out for. Salina, Madison, we talked about it, 44-6. Salina up big.
Well, we're going to be putting this one under the final category pretty soon. Salina winning big, and the team we saw earlier, Argyle, really the only team that's manhandled Salina this year. They could be on track for a rematch in that one. And oh, would that have a big stretch in North Texas. Pretty excited about that.
I'll tell you what, storied program in Salina especially. All right, Henderson and Quinlan Ford, Saturday action.
Well, Quinlan Ford's going to be the underdog here, and the reason why is Henderson and their star athlete, Patrick Monster Brown, a guy we saw tear up Van last week. We just need to make sure that Henderson doesn't turn the ball over like they did early against Van in round one, which almost cost them really what could have been a game if Van had gotten into the halftime with a lead. Who knows what could have happened in the second half. But Henderson's probably your better team here, and they should win.
Yeah, Henderson, they definitely they stood tall that game at Tyler last week. All right, so the other half of 3A Division II is next. Fox Football Friday continues. We are right here, of course, in Arlington, Texas. We'll be right back with more. I'm not supposed to say Arlington, right? North Texas or something.
Oh, it is cold, cold, cold.
A lot of 3A, huh?
Yeah, just a lot in a row like that. We just haven't anything to break it up, really.
Okay, we should have Lorena. No,
we didn't send him out.
Dropped. That's right.
McClinton making the stop.
But we have Cold Spring, Oakhurst, and Lamarck. Let me pull that one up.
8-6, 2nd and 4.
I'm going to go out of my way to take care of the Golden Triangle next week. It's going to be the last thing I do is get some highlights from the Golden Triangle. Douglas Johnson.
Timeout, Lamar. Timeout, Lamar.
Thank you.
Right after the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen, the Associate Director of Maverick Stadium will be presenting the trophies for tonight's game. That's Tom Closa from Maverick Stadium, Associate Director.
Football Friday Blitz is presented by your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. And by Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club and spicy, home style, or grill. Try one today.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the Blitz, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. We are here in Arlington at Maverick Stadium. Good game here between the Abilene Eagles and Lamar Vikings. It's 53-34 right now. Abilene High leading, and they're undefeated for a reason, starting to kind of strut their stuff in this one. Jeff Power, Travis Stewart joining you here from the sidelines. Angela Heyman will be with us in a moment down on the sidelines as well. Hey, 3A Division II, Region 3. Let's break it down for you, Travis.
Lorena and Fairfield locked up in an epic struggle. We'll talk about that in just a minute. West Orange Stark, they defeat West Columbia. They move into the third round. Navasota handled Jasper badly earlier today. Navasota through. And then Cold Spring, Oakhurst, and Lamarck, they kicked off at 8 o'clock at Reliant Stadium. So that one's going to be going into the wee hours of the night. They'll be going almost as late as we are, Jeff.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that one in just a moment. Lorena and Fairfield, one of the games we're watching out for tonight. Right now, Fairfield up 39-34 in a good one played over in Bryan.
Surprise! Lorena scores with 24 seconds left. Harris Coleman keeps it up the middle for an 8-yard touchdown. They also get the 2-point conversion again from Harris Coleman. Lorena now 42-39 with 24 seconds left to go. That one may end up being the ball game of the night.
Wow. How about West Orange Stark and West Columbia?
All right, well, West Orange Stark, we know what they can do offensively, defensively, and the defense is what shines again. They hold West Columbia, a good offensive team, to 10 points. West Orange Stark, the 20 will be more than enough. They're through into the next round, and they will see the winner of that Lorena and Fairfield game.
Okay, Jasper and Navasota.
Well, Navasota, we said, won big, and boy, howdy, did they ever. 59-14. It was 38-7, I believe, right before halftime. Those Rattlers, Lee Fedora's Rattlers, are just incredible. Their offensive and defensive numbers have been something to behold. They blow through Jasper tonight. They will take on the winner of Cold Spring, Oakhurst, and Lamarck, which we will talk about.
Now, there we go. Let's show the highlights. What the heck? Cold Spring, Oakhurst, and Lamarck. This is Alfred Scott to Bryce Shepard, open for a touchdown just like that. Cold Spring, Oakhurst up on top, 7-0. Lamarck answers, though, Demin Mercer to Daniel Lee, and we're all knotted up at 7. But check out the play coming up. It's Alex Dunham, and he's going to go 9 yards for a touchdown. It was 14-7. Cold Spring after 1. Maybe an upset brewing. Well, you know, Lamarck has battled back. Alan Cooper in with a touchdown around the left side here as he finds a way to get in. And Douglas Johnson actually had a kickoff return for a touchdown for Lamarck. Of course, this game being played over at Reliant Stadium in Houston. And right now, look at that, 21-all at halftime. Ahmad Vital now joining us. And Ahmad, you're doing some double duty today, aren't you?
Congratulations.
Oh, well, you know how we have to do it down here, man. In the Reliance Stadium, there were 3 games today. We caught 2 of them. We got 2 more tomorrow. But this is a good game. Just came out of halftime. Lamarck is actually driving right now. They're actually in the red zone right now. Mercer's doing some getting the job done. There's a couple penalties on Cold Springs. It's kind of pushed the ball forward, and it looks like they're knocking on the door right now.
Now, Ahmad, when Lamarck dropped down to Class 3A back in February in this year's realignment, we all thought Lamarck had a great chance to be the 3A D2 champion at the end of the year. Based on what you've seen today, can they still live up to that hype?
Yeah, they absolutely can. But I can tell you what, we all thought that that road would be a little smoother than what it is now. There's some major heavy hitters. These guys are coming out to play. And actually, right now, while I'm on the phone with you all right now, Demin Mercer has just scored. I want to say it's about a 16-yard touchdown. He just scored just now, so now Lamarck is on top of Cold Spring.
So 27-21, is that what it is now, Ahmad?
Well, pending extra point, yes. Demin Mercer just scored inside the red zone, and Lamarck is now up on Cold Spring. But yes, just to go back to the original question, I think that Lamarck can still make some things happen. But I tell you what, this is it's not going to be a walk in the park. These guys are going to have to come and show up and play every week.
Very good, Ahmad Vital. Thank you so much. That's what the phone's all about right there. We get a chance to get an update as we speak. Good job.
By the way, speaking of updates, the Lorena-Fairfield game we were just describing, when Lorena scored with 24 seconds left, they just won it, 42-39. It's final. Lorena will now play West Orange Stark in the next round.
Wow, 3A Division II, Region 4 now. Look at this bracket board.
Well, Belleville versus Wimberley. That one will be on Saturday. We'll talk about it in a minute. Orange Grove going head-to-head with Raymondville. It's a good matchup right there. And then Wharton and Geronimo Navarro. And then Sinton and Port Isabel. Remember, that game got pushed back to after 8 o'clock tonight because of storms in the area.
Okay, so games we're watching out for. Port Isabel right now leading Sinton 26-13. 14 at the break.
And the Tarpons of Port Isabel doing a little bit of damage through the air, which is a little unusual. They're typically a ground game, but throwing the ball a little bit, which is normally what Sinton does. So maybe flipping the script. Port Isabel out ahead right now.
Saturday games, Orange Grove and Raymondville to noon kick.
Not sure what to think about this one. I didn't think that Orange Grove was even going to be here, and then they detonated Devine. I think it was 49-0 last week, and that really threw me for a loop. So I guess that I have to go with Orange Grove here. I have to be done doubting that team.
How about Belleville and Wimberley, this game being played over at Bastrop Memorial Stadium?
Well, Belleville's a really good team. They run the ball very well. They've got a lot of options out there. But Wimberley is the reigning 3A Division II state champs for a reason. The offense hasn't always been perfect this year, but the defense has been pretty darn good. And that's what's going to need to step up if they want to get past Belleville today.
Yeah, that's kind of been their key, defense, no question. All right, Geronimo. All right, Weldon Nelms actually joining us now from Wimberley. Coach Nelms, first of all, thanks for being with us. Give us your thoughts about your matchup with the Brahmas of Belleville.
Yes, sir. We got a pretty good team matched up there. They're a good ball club. Should be a pretty good football game. I hope our kids can rise to the occasion and play well, I hope.
Now, Coach, this is Travis Stewart with Dave Campbell's Texas Football. You and I talked in the preseason a little bit, and you said that you thought that the offense may be a little bit of a work in progress since y'all are graduating so many guys. How has that unit come along throughout the year?
Well, I think it really has been a work in progress. We started out a little slow with obviously with a lot of young and new faces there, but also we had some injuries along the way, quarterback change and stuff where we got a quarterback hurting. And but in the last and since district play, we've seemed to gel and get better and better and have some pretty productive football games. So hopefully I think we're still a team that's improving week by week, and we'll definitely have to have a good outing this week and be able to throw the football as well as run the football against their defense. They're awful stout up front.
One quick question.
Secondary as well.
One quick question, Coach. We'll let you go. Who's your defensive star right now?
I think Alden Mann is. He's inside linebacker, plays very well there. He's a kid that started for 3 years and done an outstanding job for us.
All right, Weldon Nelms, good luck in your battle. We'll see you out there in Bastrop tomorrow night.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay, so there you go. Weldon Nelms, the head coach of Wimberley, the defending Class 3A Division II champs. They take on Belleville. Should be a lot of fun. I'm going to get a chance to see that one up close and personal. Looking forward to it.
I'm jealous.
All right, so other games that we're watching out for, Geronimo Navarro and Wharton. This game being played on Saturday as well.
You know, once again, Wharton's going to make this deep playoff run. They did it last year when no one really saw it coming, and now they're back in the same situation again. I think they're going to win this one. And gosh, who knows how far they could go. This bracket's pretty wide open after them, I think.
How about some Wendy's real score updates? Let's keep you flowing here. Quanah with a win over Sundown, 34-21. Refugio over Rogers, 76-35, your final.
Tenaha over Overton tonight, 42-8, and then Hamlin over El Dorado, 21-17. Timely that we're looking at a lot of these 2A and 1A finals because we're about to segue down into those classes here in about 5 to 10 minutes.
The Hamlin Pied Pipers, one of the greatest nicknames in high school football.
In world history. It's very tough to beat Pied Pipers as a mascot.
Hey, I want to update a game. By the way, Richland Springs leading Jonesboro right now, 56-48. This game just into the third quarter. Listen to this. First time in 2 years that Richland Springs will not 45 an opponent. This is six-man football we're talking about. Richland Springs, think about that. When I say 45, I mean that it's kind of like run rule in a team. They have done that in 2 straight years, and right now they're only up 56-48 as they start the fourth quarter.
So have you and Ken Capps been out getting coffee or something? You're starting to drop six-man statistics at an alarming rate. Something suspicious is happening over here on this side of the desk.
Hey, it's good stuff.
But Richland Springs is really talented, and when you think about some of the stars of six-man, 2 of the biggest we've had over the past decade have come from Richland Springs.
All right. Hey, Angela Heyman now with the winning head coach right now as Abilene takes care of business. Angela?
That's right, guys. I'm joined by Coach Warren. Coach, your team stays undefeated, and they continue to win when it really counts.
Well, we did. The fourth quarter was ours tonight, and we played well. You know, you got to give Lamar a lot of credit. They had a great game plan coming in, but when it really counted in the fourth quarter, we stood tall and made some plays and won a big game tonight.
And your whole team played great, but Evan Abbey especially, he had a tremendous game, really a leader out there all night.
Well, he is. He's a leader of our offense, and how he goes is how we go. And boy, he made some plays. He's a really tough kid, and as you mentioned, he's a leader of our football team, and we're really proud of him.
And, Coach, you're going to face the winner of Colleyville Heritage and Hewitt Midway. Are you going to watch that game tomorrow? And what are your thoughts looking ahead to next week?
Well, my goodness, you know, both those teams are going to be great. Anybody you play this time of year is going to be a really good football team. We're going to get on the bus and enjoy looking at that trophy back to Abilene, go back to work tomorrow, and see what we can do to win the next one.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Guys, that's the Fred Loy Insurance quote of the night.
All right, very good. Thank you, Angela. Again, 53-34 Abilene over Lamar. So Abilene advances. They'll take on the winner of Colleyville Heritage and Hewitt Midway. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Fox Football Friday.
All right, Jeff, from this point on, this section will be all of 2AD1. Okay. So we're going to pace up a little bit. We're doubling the amount of games per segment over the next 4 segments.
Okay.
Okay, we'll hustle up.
Abernathy beat Alpine 38-26.
Yes, sir. Oh, wonderful. I would like that. How's overtime shaping up right now?
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, not really happy about that. So what happened? No. I mean, that shouldn't – the guy's got a camera. It shouldn't be that complicated. So, man, that's really frustrating.
Katie.
That's really frustrating. Yeah, that last one you mentioned, they're a frequent violator of that. All right, we're going to pace up. 2AD1.
Got an Andrews. And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. Abilene 53-34 winners over Arlington Lamar, and they'll take on the winner of Colleyville Heritage and Hewitt Midway. Abilene exciting. The War Eagles still alive and pretty good right now here on Fox Football Friday. We're here, of course, at Maverick Stadium in Arlington. How about 2A Division I, Region 1 now? Let's break down the bracket.
And, folks, the pace is going to start picking up. We got a lot of games left to get through in 2A and 1A. Merkel beat Littlefield, the only game on Thanksgiving on Thursday. Wall in Bushland playing tomorrow on Saturday. Muleshoe and Eastland in action tonight. And then Idalou and Bangs also facing off tonight.
All right, Merkel 21-14 over Littlefield. This game being played Thursday night.
That's right, your only Thanksgiving game. A little bit of an upset there, but Merkel can do some things offensively. Baylor Mullins is their star there, and boy howdy, he can hurt you.
All right, games we're watching out for, Eastland and Muleshoe.
So the top two teams in 1A or in 2A Division I, Littlefield and Muleshoe lose in back-to-back nights. The Big Country rising, Panhandle falling in 2A D1.
Idalou and Bangs.
All right, Idalou, a very good defensive team. Let's segue down to Wall Bushland real quick. This one being played on Saturday. Bushland, the last team alive from 2A Division I. Let's go back up now to Idalou and Bangs. Bangs with a big upset over defensive-minded Idalou. So that means Bangs will now play Eastland, and Merkel will now see the winner of Wall and Bushland again. That game being played tomorrow.
How about 2A Division I, Region 2? Games we're watching out for. Callisburg and Dangerfield. How about some highlights of this one?
Callisburg in the white and maroon, Dangerfield in the blue. We'll check back to it in a second. Callisburg and Dangerfield at the top of the bracket. Winsboro and Boyd. Pottsboro and Malakoff. Pottsboro won that one tonight. And then New Boston and Commerce. New Boston a winner as well.
All right, Callisburg and Dangerfield. Callisburg in the maroon uniforms here as they punch it in for the touchdown here. And Dangerfield in that blue and white. I love the D.
Well, they play defense too, but the offense can be big. Little flare out into the right side, and the ball pops out. Dangerfield will fall back on top of it, though. Still a scary moment for that Tiger offense. They can't be giving away possessions in the second round of the playoffs. That recovered fumble would set up this play here. A quarterback keeper along the left side. Good blocking on the outside from the receiver. Stretches for the end zone, and they give it to him. Touchdown, Dangerfield. One of several on the night. They win 32-21 over Callisburg.
All right, Pottsboro and Malakoff.
Pottsboro and Malakoff. Pottsboro, they looked very good tonight. I think this one actually got a little worse, but I do believe Pottsboro went on to win this one and make it final. They would go on to see the winner of New Boston and Commerce. That game, I believe, is also final, and it is. New Boston exceptional defensively. 40-0 win. New Boston and Pottsboro face off next week.
How about Winsboro and Boyd? Winsboro wins it 29-0.
Man, a lot of ham-handed scores here in Region 2 and 2A D1. Winsboro, a big-time winner. Now they will see Dangerfield in the third round.
All right, 2A Division I, Region 3 now. Let's break this bracket down.
Well, Tatum and Godley, they were in action tonight. Then you had Franklin and East Chambers, same situation. Newton and Teague, they played earlier today. I think it was a 2 o'clock kick. And then Grandview and White Oak rounding things out.
All right, how about that Newton-Teague game we were talking about? 68-17, Newton, big winners.
Yeah, it was lopsided, and this Newton squad is nasty good. I mean, they've got offense, they've got defense, they have state title aspirations.
Games we're watching out for, Tatum, one of the favorites, taking on Godley.
Yeah, they walloped him tonight, 41-8, and Tatum, we said that their offense was going to be a work in progress at the beginning of the year. Well, they may have found their stride. Defensively, they are special. Offensively, they're catching up.
How about Franklin and East Chambers? 34-14, Franklin wins this one.
A big win over a very good and very offensively minded East Chambers team, or at least a team that can score a lot of points. It's a better way to put it. Franklin a winner.
And Grandview and White Oak. Grandview up 33-26 in the third quarter.
Yeah, there's still a lot of football left to be played in that one, I think. Grandview would have been the team I would have picked as the underdog on the night, but the DFW Power giving White Oak and East Texas all it can handle.
All right, 2A Division I, Region 4 bracket board now.
Cameron Yo and Marion up at the top, then George West and Laga Vista right below it. Hallettsville and Luling going head-to-head, and then San Diego and Hempstead, a Saturday game, rounding things out.
Let's talk about that Cameron Yo-Marion battle.
Now, Cameron Yo was a winner, 42-14, still unbeaten on the year, and the preseason top-ranked team in 2A Division I has done nothing but carry the torch for that class all year long.
All right, George West and Lago Vista, look at this, 14 all third quarter.
Ay caramba, give me a good ball game here in 2A D1. Lago Vista, one of the best teams in D1, but George West often overlooked down there on the Coastal Bend, giving them a handful.
Hallettsville and Luling.
Yeah, a lot of these teams haven't been talked about a lot this year because everyone's had their eyes glanced over at Cameron Yo and the McGregors of the world, but Hallettsville, a big-time win, looking very fine heading into next week's matchup with either San Diego or Hempstead.
So Hallettsville defeats Luling. How about San Diego and Hempstead? How about that matchup?
Well, Hempstead is the is the state finalist last year in 2A D1, but San Diego with Luis Lopez, middle linebacker and running back, I think they're my favorite.
All right, coming up, 2A Division II and much more here on Fox Football Friday.
It's good. Hey, Jeff, everything you just did was perfect. We're going to need that to get through these.
Do you have like napkin, Kleenex or something? No.
Here.
Hold on. I think I got
No, I got you.
Hello.
That's disgusting.
Nate Kitley just left the field on crutches, icing his hamstring.
That's not good.
I asked and they said if you wanted to give an update. Do you want to give an update on it or no?
On what now?
No.
Richland Springs won, by the way.
Okay. If he's hurt, coaches probably wouldn't like letting that out this early in the week, so they're probably going to want to hush that up. I haven't seen it on Twitter, so they're probably trying to keep it under wraps. So it's good reporting by you, and it's good for me to know, but this forum, I'll probably let it slide. That's fine. Okay.
What is that noise?
I don't know.
Oh. Go ahead and turn that heater on now.
There's got to be a better way to phrase that.
Wrong.
I didn't say anything.
Coffee would be good, by the way.
Football Friday Blitz is presented by your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. And by Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club and spicy, home style, or grilled. Try one today.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the Blitz, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Abilene 53-34 winners over Lamar. Abilene moving on. They'll take on the winner of Colleyville Heritage and Hewitt Midway. All right, Jeff Power and Travis Stewart joining you here on the sidelines. Let's break down 2A Division II Region 1. We'll show you the bracket board and get you set up.
Like we said, folks, this is going to go quick, so hang with us. Sanford Fritch in Colorado City doing battle. Alpine and Abernathy right below them. Cisco and Canadian upset brewing. Post and Sonora rounding out the bracket.
And Cisco and Canadian are doing battle tonight. Canadian wins it 27-20.
So last year's 2A or state finalist Cisco out in the second round.
How about Alpine and Abernathy? This game being played over in Big Spring, and look at this battle so far here. Nice back and forth kind of game as this touchdown is taken in. And it was one of those kind of nights, back and forth, touchdown here right up the gut.
Kid.
It's Abernathy in the end is going to win this game 38-26 right now, I should say, leading it big in the fourth. More on that one in just a bit. Post and Sonora, this game. Let's get you some updates on this one. Here we go. Post and Sonora. Some more highlights for you coming up from the western part of the state.
Post sporting the Purdue look on the option pitch from the quarterback. A great paralyzing move by the running back. Breaks a tackle down and almost inside the red zone. Post still on offense. Blindside blitz. Watch out, son. Throws it away. Intercepted by Sonora. The defense now going the other way. Those black jerseys. Sonora now on offense. This time it's an end around. That's technically a reverse, I guess. Fighting for yardage on the left side. Not a whole lot there. Sonora still pushing, though, this time a run. Fumbled. Ball scrum for it, but Sonora comes out, which should be a big win tonight, 34-10 over Post.
Played golf and football. There we go. Sanford and Fritch in Colorado City. Another game could on Saturday.
I like Colorado City there, but it could go either way, Jeff.
All right, 2A Division II, Region 2. How about this bracket board, Travis?
All right, we'll start up at the top with Nakona and Edgewood. Gunter and Tolar right below them. Corsicana and Mildred, last year's regional champ against Cooper. And then Clarksville and Jacksboro in action.
How about Gunter and Tolar? Let's talk about that one first.
Well, Gunter, a big winner earlier today. No surprise. They run the ball so well. Really good defense and very, very physical.
Nakona and Edgewood.
Well, this one had a little bit of an upset to it, but Nakona roars back after an early deficit. Walks away with a win over Edgewood, 40-23.
Clarksville and Jacksboro. Look at that. Clarksville wins.
All right, let's take a look at Corsicana, Mildred, and Cooper. Corsicana, Mildred, 38-14. They pull away from Cooper late to clinch a win and get into the third round.
How about 2A Division II Region 3 bracket board?
All right, Hughes Springs and Hearn. The greatness of Hughes Springs. Centerville and Garrison also doing battle. Arp and Crawford in action. Then Deweyville and Elysian Fields on Saturday.
All right, how about that Hughes Springs-Hearn matchup to get us started?
Yeah, they're unbeaten for a reason. 70-20, a big win for Hughes Springs, and they still look like the team that'll win the region.
All right, Centerville and Garrison.
Yeah, Centerville played well tonight and got a 34-7 win. Good defense from Centerville.
And Arp and Crawford.
I think Arp was the favorite here, but still trying to live up to that expectation. 18-14 in the third quarter.
The Saturday game, Deweyville and Elysian Fields.
I like Elysian Fields here. Deweyville could always get in and make an upset here, but Elysian Fields is going to be the heavy favorite.
And how about 2A Division II Region 4 as Lexington and Poth? We'll talk about that in a second.
That's right. East Bernard and Banquetti up top. Karn City and Blanco, Lexington and Poth. And then that team everyone knows, Refugio against high-scoring Rogers.
And speaking of, how about Lexington and Poth? Let's begin with that highlight. We just talked about the game. Let's show you the the action there. 42-25, Lexington over Poth.
Looking very sharp indeed. Also, another game finished today in this region was Refugio and Rogers. Oh, let's go back to that Lexington and Poth. No, this is Refugio and Rogers. Refugio here in your black and red. Rogers on the other side of the football there in the white, in the maroon trim. But Refugio, we all know them. After winning last year's 2A D2 title, they were on offense early and often. This time, handoff along the left side in for a touchdown, 76-35. Refugio, big win.
All right, so look at that. Refugio wins big. How about those highlights we talked about on Lexington and Poth? Have you seen Lexington this year? They have got some star-studded players.
They can do a lot of damage offensively.
Great skill players, great quarterback. Look at this pass right here for a touchdown. And Lexington goes on to win rather handily over Poth in your final 42-25.
Kogan Garrett, the quarterback, in the touchdown pass there. East Bernard over Banquetti, big time right now, 38-0. That one will be final soon.
And finally, Karnes City and Blanco.
Well, this one is actually, we're looking for a score update here, folks. When you have it along, send it at DCTF, hashtag Football Friday on Twitter. Oh, hold on. There it is.
There it is.
21-14. Man, asking you shall receive. 21-14. Blanco a winner over Karnes City.
All right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll break down 1A Division I when Fox Football Friday continues.
So, Jeff, are we bracket boards on these next two segments only? All right.
We're both getting all nasally out here.
I feel okay. I've actually got wicked heartburn.
You talked about Stratford and Anson earlier. What was the deal with that game?
Stratford won. Busy. Okay. Stamford and Stratford won both of those. Jeff, how do you want to handle it? Do you want to show the bracket board, then we'll do both the highlights back to back? Done.
Man, you know who's been good to us tonight? Hector Led. And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. Let's go on into 1A Division I, Region 1 bracket board.
Stratford over Anson earlier today, but Stamford over Tahoka. Let's go to the footage. Stamford there in the blue and the white, led by quarterback Hagen Hutchinson, one of the best in the area. Tahoka there in the dark blue. Stamford on a little keeper there from Hutchinson, and there he goes. Left side, he's got a lot of running room. He will turn the corner, and he will make it all the way into the end zone. What a special player Hagen Hutchinson is. You're not going to find many like him. Stamford rolls 67-13.
They're looking to get back in the state title game. All right, Sundown and Quanah.
All right, Quanah was a big winner here earlier on tonight. They will take on Stamford next week. Stratford, who beat Anson, will take on Panhandle over Seymour.
Hey, let's take a look at that Stratford footage that just come in against Anson tonight. Anson with a great season, big turnaround for them, but in the end, it's Stratford who has the better game tonight.
Yeah, big sweep play on the left, long run for a touchdown. Stratford narrowly 21-16 over Anson.
That is close. 1A Division I, Region 2 now.
All right, we had Goldthwaite over Wolf City earlier. Lindsay took on Cayuga and won. Italy over Valley View, and then Honeygrove knocked off Heiko.
All right. How about that Goldthwait and Wolf City?
Let's go ahead and drop down to Region 3 now, where we will take a look at the bracket board. We told you we were going fast, folks. Oh, that's still Region 2. There's Region 3. Bosqueville narrowly edged out Joaquin earlier. Hold Dicetta over Alto. Mild surprise there. San Augustine was winning big over Axtell. We'll look for a final there. And then Mart and West Sabine will play tomorrow.
All right, now 1A Division I Region 4's bracket board.
All right, Weimar beat Ganado. Oh, that's still Region 3. Weimar beat Ganado, so they move on. Shiner defeated Ozona. They're through as well. Mason and Three Rivers, and then Lavia Thorndale. Looking for updates on both of those.
All right, so coming up next will be 1A Division II. We'll break down a little bit more. Fox Football Friday continues. Don't forget, overtime coming up at the bottom of the hour. Tons of highlights stacking up.
It's going to be tense.
I like all these DFW shots. They look good. Mm-hmm. And a little skyline.
I can't believe they were able to get downtown Dallas from here.
From the top of that stadium, who knows?
I guess you're right.
It's pretty flat around here. You haven't seen that new lens on that camera?
Yeah, tell me about it. Man, Birdville smoked Crowley. Oh, Larry Hagman died.
Dallas.
Mm-hmm. We are just... Let's just do the same thing we did. Bracket boards, and if you have footage, just yell. So I wouldn't stop for any game graphics unless we have footage to go with it.
Y'all hear Larry Hagman died?
Oh, Allen just beat Mesquite 42-28. We didn't have a shot of it.
Let's call Paul Melton. Let's pay him.
Yeah, Jeff, give me your real thoughts on the matter.
Only area we don't have an FTP site, Dallas-Fort Worth. Why is that? Hey, Angela, can you give me a cup of coffee, maybe? Please. You look so cold. Don't you want to go to the warm truck?
From sideline reporter to grip. That mic does not work.
All right, welcome back to Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. It's the Division 1A Division 2 Region 1 bracket board we're taking a look at now.
All right, Wellington and Bovina up at the top, then Spring Lake Earth and Wheeler in action, Seagraves and Booker, and Groover and Sudan rounding things out, looking for finals on a lot of these right now.
All right, so looking at those matchups, how about 1A Division 2 Region 2 now?
McCamey and Munster, then Albany and Iran. Albany beat Iran, but let's go back to McCamey and Munster in action tonight. That is the coolest mascot I have ever seen in my life. That is where I am on this issue. I think it's kind of a hornet or bug.
Okay, I'll take your word on it. All right, so
wide open.
McCamey and Munster right there. Nice little touchdown effort into the corner of the end zone. These highlights just rolling in, and we're taking a look at them as you do, folks.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That is a little play action there. Actually, it's kind
nice
of it's kind of a play action, I guess. Run up the middle there on the right side, and then here comes the quarterback keeper up the gut. Touchdown right there, looking very fine, and Munster wins big, 39-12 over McCamey.
All right, good win for Munster. How about more Region 2, 1A Division 2?
It's Albany over Iran. Hamlin defeats El Dorado 21-17, and then we had Monday and Wink were in action tonight, and Monday led by a superstar.
Yeah, Monday taking on Wink. This game was out in Colorado City as well. First quarter now, 8-0 Monday. Roderick Taylor. Check out the play coming up here. Did you see the Moguls stepping out in the field here? Roderick Taylor gets the handoff and goes 50 yards for the touchdown. Coming up on this next play, I promise you, it'll be Roderick Taylor. Here we go. Roderick Taylor.
Yeah, this looks like a touchdown.
50 yards up the gut, and it was the Moguls up 16-0 at this point, and it was that kind of night. They go on to win it big, 63-34.
Yeah, quarterback DePaul is special. Looking at 1A D2 Region 3 now, you've got Hubbard and Bremond, Tinnahaw and Overton, Mount Enterprise, Chilton Frost. Let's go back to Hubbard and Bremond. Hubbard, one of the better teams in that region. People had high expectations for them, but look at the defense early on. Coming up big with a big interception on the left sideline, dragged down, out of bounds. Ball going the other way now. Back on offense, looking for the fly ball down the left sideline. Caught, pushed out of bounds narrowly, then right up in the gut. Quarterback keeper pushes in, looking for a final score here. I bet you, Jeff Power, if you'll take this toss from me to you, I'll find it.
We'll get it. How about 49-28 Bremond? There you go.
There we go. Ask and you shall receive for the second time tonight.
All right, so Bremond wins that one. That game being played up in Waco. 1A Division 2, Region 3 now.
All right, Hubbard and Bremond, Tinnahaw and Overton, Mount Enterprise, Chilton Frost. Looking down at 1A D2 Region 4, where we had a lot of good games going on tonight. Bruni went against Woodsboro earlier on today. Look at those awesome green jerseys. I love those things. Oh, wow, right into the camera, too. Someone's really fired up. But Bruni and Woodsboro in action. Woodsboro in green, Bruni in the blue and yellow. Bruni on offense. Now looking on the left side, and he's got a bunch of running room down the left sideline in for the walk-in touchdown, but that would be one of the sparse highlights for Bruni. Woodsboro goes on to win it 36-21.
So a big win for Woodsboro. That's where Nolan Ryan was born, by the way. All right, how about some extra highlights here for you, just rolling in. This is D'Hanis and Runge.
All right, D'Hanis there in the purple, Runge in the white. D'Hanis on offense, jump ball on the right side, nice caught catch for a touchdown. A nice catch indeed from the D'Hanis wide receiver. That kid is a giant. Runge back on offense, looking for the ground game on the right side. Patience, picking his way, has to cut it back inside, makes two men miss, pushing down right to the face of the goal line. This would be to finish off the drive, cutting through two defenders, effortlessly gliding over the left corner for the touchdown for Runge. But D'Hanis was your tougher squad tonight, 35-28 in overtime.
D'Hanis with the big win right there, 35-28. More highlights now. Falls City and Sabinal, courtesy of KABB. Appreciate that.
This is Sabinal on offense now. Falls City in the blue. Big stuff. Looks like a recovered fumble there for Falls City, a state champion a couple years ago under a new coach after Mark Kirchhoff left in the offseason. Falls City on offense. Little dump off route to the left. Pushes into the end zone. A big win for Falls City, 33-0.
So big win over Sabinal. All right, Fox Football Friday will continue. Statewide scores and more coming up next.
Yeah, but all those 5A games are on Saturday. So, I mean, I didn't want to do what?
Oh, thank you.
I didn't want to end up at the end of the night talking about games that were tomorrow when there's games going final right now. I thought about it. It was a hard decision. Well, we'll talk about it during the week. We'll figure out how you want to approach it.
Thank you.
Jeez. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, holler out when you get a good update.
Thanks, Jim.
99.3 FM in Tyler. He's got it. I just talked to him. He's tracking it.
He was out here with us. Hey, we got some company over here.
Oh, is he recording his audio?
Oh, yeah, it's KTXS. They helped us out earlier this year. Good guys. They've been sending me stuff tonight. Good. By the time I find it, we're on to the next highlight.
This has been an intense show.
I've probably received about 75 emails in the last 20 minutes.
Good God almighty.
Football Friday Blitz is presented by your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. By Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club and spicy home style or grill. Try one today. And by FredLloyd.com.
All right, welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the Blitz, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Jeff Power and Travis Stewart joining you. How about some more Wendy's Real Score updates for you, rolling in here across the Lone Star State?
We've got Wiley East and White House in a thrilling shootout, tied at 49 in the fourth quarter. Plano West just finished up with South Garland 37-27. So you get Soto, the running back there, or Sojo, whatever cute nickname they were running with him earlier. You still got him another week. Allen over Mesquite. Head coach Elsa beats Port Lavaca Calhoun in an upset.
All right, more games for you. Wendy's Real Score updates. Gunner over Tolar 35-12. Lexington over Poth 42-25. Monahans defeats Shallowater 21-7. And Alice over Cal Allen. I believe that was 17-7 final.
That's exactly right. Alice did beat Cal Allen 17-7.
All right, so Fox Football Friday will continue in a moment. In fact, you know what's coming up next. Overtime. Tons of highlights stacking up. We kind of rushed you through that last part to get you set up for the end. So what do you say? Travis, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's rock and roll.
Bang.
Highlights next. Stick around, folks. Oof. It is 10:30, right? I'm kind of confused. Is it 10:30?
Man, that's close.
I said overtime next. I thought we were doing it next. This is overtime, correct? We're in overtime now?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Just making sure. Welcome to Fox Football Friday. It's the overtime powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Jeff Power and Travis Stewart joining you. Angela Heyman on the sidelines. A lot to get to tonight. Playoff actions, a lot of teams in, keeping it going, and a lot of teams out. Let's begin with a score. In fact, Allen, this game played just down the area, defeats Mesquite tonight. Huge game. 5A Division I matchup. There it is. 42-28, Allen over Mesquite.
And Mesquite, undefeated Mesquite until tonight, one of the heavyweights in 5A D1, especially in Region 2. They fall, and Allen, still with just one loss on the season, continues its seemingly inexorable grind towards a state title or at least a state semifinal.
Yeah, so huge matchup. Great report there. 5A Division I, Region 3. How about this? San Antonio Madison over San Antonio East Central, 21-0 your final. Highlights rolling in on this one from the San Antonio area. This time of year, I tell you what, Madison just plays a different kind of football.
Yeah, defensively first tonight, a big stop there in the backfield.
Okay, Mavericks, they won last year on the way to the state semifinals, suffocating D early. Then the Mavericks on the offense here, Galen McAllister taking the handoff, great running room. They now set up a Marquise Warford pitch, looking for contact, spins off it, and he is gone to the house. Check him out. And Warford had a big kind of game. Madison wins it 24-0, your final.
San Antonio Madison with a big win there indeed. And they have got a doozy of a matchup next week as well. There's really no weeks off out there in 5A D1.
All right, 5A Division II, Region 1 now. More highlights rolling in here on Overtime. That's what this segment is all about as we get you set up all over the state of Texas. Let's see what we got next here. Travis, what do you want?
In 5A Division II, let's go to Plano West and South Garland. Down in Region 2, it's South Garland into the end zone there. The Colonels in the red and blue. Flip it to the ref. Plano West back on offense. Big jump ball down the left side, and it is pass interference in the end zone. Plano West is going to get a great opportunity right at the goal line. They will deliver their stellar running back into the end zone easily. Stand up, not touched. Plano West goes on to win it 37-27. They will now run into either let's see. It could be a lot of different teams. Could be Lufkin or Pflugerville is who they will see in the second round. Those teams play tomorrow.
All right, how about Smithson Valley 5A Division II? Smithson Valley, they are out of the postseason thanks in part to these guys.
San Antonio Brandeis, the Bronx. But this big kickoff here pulled Smithson Valley a bit closer, and Lawrence Madison plucked it around the 20-yard line, broke some tackles, and all of a sudden he had the right sideline ahead of him, and good blocking. He's got a long ways to go, but the big-bodied running back shows why he's one of the best in Texas into the end zone. In the end, though, Brandeis was the better team, 28-20, in one of the big upsets of round 2.
All right, so 28-20, your final. Brandeis wins that one. Let's stay in that San Antonio area. I tell you what, Justin Stockton's the real deal for Cibolo Steele. Here he is, right up the gut for a touchdown. It was that kind of day as Steele has just been cruising through the postseason so far this year. Look at this pass play coming right into our house, into the, cutback.
No,
there we go.
It.
Oh, that was nice. Touchdown. No need to fake anyone else out there. 45-0 Steele over Roosevelt.
Steele will see Edinburgh North now next week.
4A Division I, Region 1 now.
Let's go with El Paso Andrus and Lubbock Monterey, where quarterback Ryan Metz for Andrus looking deep down the field. This is at a critical juncture, folks. Then Andrus still, Ryan Metz on the quarterback keeper after the pump fake into the end zone. That would get them within 5 points. Now on the 2-point conversion, Metz again reaching in. He got it. That pulls them within 3. We go to an onside kick. Lubbock Monterey would cover it. Monterey into the 3rd round.
All right, so Monterey wins. Same region now. Let's see what we got here. How about Geyer? We talked about, this game. This is against Aledo. Of course, Aledo, 3-time defending champs in Class 4A.
And then Jared Hurd, the quarterback for Denton Geyer, over the left side, in for the touchdown. This time he will hand the ball off Richard Whitaker up the middle for a touchdown for Geyer. The Geyer offense was excellent. They got out to a big lead and held off Aledo late, 42-30.
So Geyer wins at 42-30. Region 2, 4 Division 1 action for you now as we move along here with some more highlights.
Where are we going now? Let's go to Frisco and Dallas Samuel. Frisco is going to be here in the purple. Dallas Samuel in the white. This game started off big time. Dallas Samuel looking downfield. Wide open. No one's going to catch him. Samuel off on the right track, but Frisco's defense and ground game clawed them back in front, and that's where they stayed. 42-7, the Coons into the 3rd round.
All right, so Frisco moving on. How about John Tyler Cujo alive and well? They are playing some good football these days, offensively and defensively. Look at that stiff arm right there and into the end zone for the touchdown. Yeah, Cujo alive and well. John Tyler plays good offense. They play good defense. Look at the pop coming up right here.
Oh, ball out.
Comes loose. Yeah, that kind of night. Tyler goes on to win this one. Cujo all day, every day, 38-10 over Wiley.
They will see Frisco next week. Let's go down to 4A Division I, stay where we were. We've got Pearland Dawson and Houston Stratford. Stratford looking down the middle of the field against the top-ranked team in 4A Division I. Touchdown catch there for Stratford, and they gave Dawson a heck of a ball game today. But James White back on offense, cutting over the left side, fighting through tackles into the end zone. In Dawson, a 48-35 winner. They have a good game coming up next week.
How about Angleton and Tomball? Let's stay in that Region 3 area, Greater Houston area. This game being played, I believe, up in Humble. And look at this, Angleton on the move right here, up the gut. Nice run. That's into the end zone for a touchdown. Angleton's been looking good this season. Won their district title, have been rolling ever since. Yeah, the Houston area kids. Yeah, they're going to take care of Arian Foster, of course, and do the little, you call it.
Tomball back on offense, deep play down the field, but it was Angleton's ground game that really was the make or break tonight. This time, end around with a blocker in front of him. He's got the right sideline into the end zone. They win big time tonight, 73-35. They play the winner of Georgetown and Summer Creek, which goes on tomorrow.
All right, Connolly and Nederland. Of course, Fligro Connolly, they've got a great defense taking on a sharp Nederland team, and it is a fumble right here. Connolly with the ball on the move. And check out this play coming up, though. Nederland, a little too strong on that ground game. Big rushing yards right here. And in the end, it is Nederland who ends up winning this game over Connolly by a final score of...
Tension builds, 17-10. Nederland a winner. They will go on to play Pearland Dawson next week.
All right, 4A Division II, I believe Region 2 now, as we move on here with your highlights here. Fox Football Friday, powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine.
This is Mesquite Poteet and Dallas Lincoln. Poteet with a big interception in the end zone. That would be a touchback out at the 20. Poteet offense on the move now. Big play down the field, left sideline. No one is anywhere near. And then the quarterback for Mesquite Poteet had himself a heck of a ball game that day, or earlier today, I should say. Tanner Ramsey, 4 touchdown passes, and Mesquite Poteet rolls.
48-14. Game still in action. Check this out. Wiley East and White House, 56-all. We're tracking this game for you, folks.
And the winner of this one will play Mesquite Poteet next week. So it's still all-important final waiting to be had tonight.
Okay, let's take a quick break. Fox Football Friday will continue in just a few minutes.
Presented by your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. Buy Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Buy Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club in spicy, home style, or grill. Try one today. And by FredLoya.com.
All right, Jeff, we got to hit these sponsor elements at some point. All right. Don't know.
Oh, VAR game? 53-34 Abilene over Lamar. What are you thinking on coaches? Anything that stands up?
No, I mean, Albany won. I'd like Lee Fedora. He's my favorite. Marshall won, and Lancaster won. So.
In Navasota?
Yes. Yeah. James Williams, they're Fort Bend Marshall. He beat Texas City. Coach Williams, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. We'll check back in with you in about 2 minutes. We just want to do an audio check and make sure we can hear each other.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
That's 4A D2 Region 3. How about that?
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the overtime powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. You see the score here. Abilene 53-34 winners over Arlington Lamar. How about those Wendy's
keys to the game? You took the words right out of my mouth. Vikings twin engines, the running backs for Lamar, were good, but not good enough to keep pace with Abilene and quarterback Evan Abbey. Abbey's road, and he definitely paved the path to a second-round win tonight. Jake McMillan, the defensive lineman for Abilene, he was good, but again, Lamar offense was pretty good themselves. Home field advantage. The Lamar fans showed up. They were loud. They were proud. But Abilene, no other way around it, Jeff. Just a better team.
All right, Fort Bend Marshall's head coach James Williams is on the line with us. They had a big win over Texas City, 49-28. And, Coach, first of all, congratulations on the victory. And I heard you're on the bus right now riding back home.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Yes, going on the bus right now riding home. Yes, sir.
Tell us about the victory. What happened?
It was a great game. You know, Texas City was a very good team. We respect them tremendously coming into this game. The coaching staff does a great job with those guys. They have some great athletes, but we came in with the intention of being physical, especially in the line of scrimmage, and to try to wear them down. So we were able to do that.
You know, I'm curious, Coach. Tell the kids on the bus to just give us a big yell. We want to hear them back there.
Yeah. Coach, tell me about your defensive player, maybe the best in the state, Deion Hollins. How good is he?
Say again, I'm sorry?
Deion Hollins, how good is he? Maybe the best defensive player in Texas.
He's a pretty special player. He, number one, he's a great young man. He's got probably 3.8 GPA, but as far as on the football field, he's just so explosive. His get-off is great. His technique is really good, and really he's relentless. He gets after that ball really well and really leads his defense.
Coach, I hope we see you in the state finals, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. We're going to work hard 1 week at a time.
There you go. James Williams, Fort Bend Marshall, still undefeated. That is the Fred Loya Insurance Live quote. Good stuff right there as they defeat Texas City. I love how he kind of queued up the players.
He's got those players. He's got them under control. They were dead silent at first.
Hey, 4A Division II, Region 3 now. Let's get some highlights here. Vista Ridge, the Rangers doing battle. This one turned out to be quite a ball game, taking on San Antonio Brennan. This game being played over at Bobcat Stadium in San Marcos.
Ball's
Look
out.
at the play right there. But yeah, ball on the ground. Nice little effort right there. Turn it around. Hand the ball up the middle. And off to the races. And heading into pay dirt is a touchdown. And back and forth this game, though. This was a game that was tight throughout.
Yeah, Brennan, unbelievably. They were 10-0 in the regular season, just 2 years after being 0-10 in their first ever varsity season. They were good tonight. Here, the recover the fumble led to a field goal, put them up early. They held off a Vista Ridge surge late to win at 31-28 and improve to 12-0.
All right, 3A Division I, Region 1 now. Let's break down some more highlights for you. 3A Division I, Region 1.
Well, there was a lot of heavy hitters lurking around in this bracket. And in this one, you have, who is that? Silsby taking on Stafford. Silsby in the white and maroon. Quarterback Patrick Reed looking deep downfield. Got a man! Touchdown for Silsby. They can do that at any point in time.
That was Jordan Holmes. Those two would hook up one more time. Check out this play. Reed to Holmes,
Wow.
the quick out. 34-yard touchdown pass. 14-0 Silsby on top. Stafford tried to bounce back. In the end, it's Silsby who wins it 45-21. How about some 3A action down in the Bastrop area? This is El Campo. Have you seen them yet? Yeah, taking on Somerset. El Campo in the red and white.
Good
They have
God.
got a great football team this year. Undefeated for a reason. They can run it. They can play defense. And they've been tested in their own district. And that's why they're one of the top teams in the entire state of Texas.
That's a bunch of big, strong kids out there for those Ricebirds in the trenches.
51-14, your final. El Campo advances.
Let's take a look at Shallowater and Monahans down in 3A Division II Region 1. Shallowater coming into the night 11-0 against a Monahans team that just lives and breathes defense. They were all over running back Jarek Black early, and this was a key play. I believe this was Jarek Black being injured here on the sideline, falls awkwardly, missed a substantial chunk of this game. Shallowater would score after that play, however. Punches it into the end zone. Monahans was the better team on the night. No, they win 21-7 and knock off 11-0 Shallowater, their first and unfortunately the worst loss of the year.
All right, Gilmer in Atlanta. Gilmer, a team that can run it. They can play defense as well. They were challenged a bit by Atlanta early going, but here's Gilmer on the move offensively. Nice effort to the outside, and this is a team that can put up the points with the best of them so far this year. We've seen how many times they have racked up in the 50s this year. They were favored over Atlanta, and they needed to have a big game because the team they will see next week is stellar. It's Argyle who moved past Melissa tonight 42-14, and Gilmer's no stranger to the top-tier teams in 3A, and they're going to be seeing one next week. All right, 57-13 winners. Gilmer, they'll take on Argyle next. Into 3A Division II Region 3, Houston teams, Golden Triangle teams, the like. It's Cold Spring Oakhurst and Lamarck at Reliant Stadium. Cold Spring Oakhurst on offense. Touchdown pass into the left corner. The Lamarck defense not pleased. Now it's DeMond Mercer back on the left side for Lamarck. Man right at the pylon. Touchdown, Lamarck's going to get flagged for celebration there. Easy, son. Cold Spring Oakhurst back on offense. Run over the right side, Jeff. Yeah, Alex Dunham with a 9-yard touchdown run right there. Lamarck would answer with Alan Cooper, and they win it 35-21 over Cold Spring Oakhurst. That game being played over at Reliant Stadium in Houston. All right, Fox Football Friday continues in a moment. We'll kind of wrap this thing up here in just a few. Stick around, folks. All right, Jeff, you want to do play of the night or player of the night? For play of the night, we're going to go to Denton Guyer versus Aledo, and it's the one-handed 70-yard touchdown catch. Scotty for president. It's Josh Harris on the catch. Told you it was going to be the play of the night. And you were correct. Like I caught it or something. Oh, Abilene Wiley plays Stephenville and Wichita Falls next Friday. Oh, I want to be there so bad for that. It's in Wichita Falls, huh? Josh Harris. Josh Harris. Yes. Dick Guyer. Have we had Dulles Manville on yet? We never got the highlights in from Knobler. You didn't have either of them. And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. It's the overtime powered by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Jeff Power, Travis Stewart. Let's take care of some plays of the day. What do you say? Well, it's the play of the night, and that's the Academy play of the night. We go out to Denton Guyer versus Aledo, where quarterback Gerard Hurd is going to air this one out to Josh Harris, who's just going to stick a hand out and pull it in. 70 yards, a touchdown. And I'm not going to say a backbreaker, but it got him started off in the right way. Denton Guyer wins it 42-30 over Aledo, and that play was a big reason why. Josh Harris, one-handed, love it. It was pretty unbelievable. Hey, we also heard Abilene Wiley playing Stephenville next week at Wichita Falls. More on that in a moment. Yes, how about some more action for us? 2A Division I now.
But we've got Callisburg and Dangerfield in action. Callisburg on offense, pushing over the goal line, and Dangerfield's not one to give up points very often. They're back on offense. Pass onto the right side. The ball's out. Dangerfield's back on top of it, though. Callisburg fighting, but that would set up this next play. Dangerfield, quarterback, man in motion. He's going to be a blocker. Quarterback's got a lot of blockers out there. Good cut. Cuts it right up the middle after he takes it to the outside, and he's got himself a touchdown. Dangerfield's got itself a win, 32
Look like the 58
21.
Green Bay Packers right there with the sweep. 2A Division II now. Region 1 action for you. Alpine and Abernathy. There we go, Jinx.
In tandem.
Alpine and Abernathy here. This game back and forth. There's Abernathy on the move into the end zone for a touchdown. And this game, a wild finish too. Abernathy ends up, they're leading right now late, 38-26. I think they hung on to win that one.
Let's look elsewhere in 2A Division II Region 1, where Post and Sonora going head-to-head. Post in the white with the gold helmets. Option pitch from the quarterback. Great move on the left side for a first down, but Sonora would not be so easily defeated defensively. Blindside blitz. Quarterback throws it up for grabs. Sonora's the one who grabs it. Interception. Sonora was great today defensively, 34-10. A win for Sonora.
34-10, Sonora wins it. Now down to, let's see here, Region 4.
With Lexington and Poth in action. Lexington in your green and gold. Offensively, Lexington is potent as they come. Here it's quarterback Kogan Garrett looking on the right side. Easy little out route in for the touchdown. Lexington had a lot of those today, 42-25 over Poth.
How about the Coastal Bend now? Refugio and Rogers doing battle. Refugio can score a lot of points, folks. In case you don't know much about this team. Yeah, they often put 70, 80, sometimes even 90 points on the board, and they were doing it again today. They put a big 70-something on the board tonight, and look at this play to the outside, all the way down to about the, 4 or 5 yard line there. That leads to a touchdown. Refugio goes on to beat Rogers 76-35.
They will see Lexington next round. That is going to be an absolute thriller. Into 1A Division 1, where we have Stanford against Tahoka. And this is quarterback Hagen Hutchinson on the keep. He's going to bounce it to the left side. There's a lot of Tahoka boys running after him, but not one of them is going to catch him. Hagen Hutchinson in for the touchdown, 67-13 over Tahoka.
All right, good win right there for Stanford. They might be headed back to the finals this year. We'll see.
This is Stratford taking on Anson. Stratford on the pitch to the left side. No Anson defender can catch up to him, and that was a key play because Stratford barely got out of this one after building a quick 23 lead. Anson back on offense, power running over the right side, pushing into the end zone. Comes up just short, though. Stratford 21-16, a win.
Hey, hats off to Anson. Great season. 1A, Region 1, Division 2 here. 1A.
Munster and McCamey in action here. A lot of red, a lot of white, a lot of orange, a lot of black. Good game this one was today. A deep ball down the right side, caught on the sideline. He will twinkle toe his way into the end zone, and Munster goes on to win it 39-12.
Munster over McCamey. All right, how about Monday Wink now? More games coming out from that Abilene area, we should say.
This is still Munster and McCamey. There's your Monday and Wink. Monday, a big winner. Quarterback DePaul, not a surprise. He's one of the best in the business in 1A D2. Here's your highlights rolling in right now. Monday will be in those purple jerseys with the gold trim. Wink in the white, and the Monday defense getting it done. Swarming him over in the backfield. Back on offense, DePaul was as destructive a force as you'll find. A quarterback keeper over the right side. Big running room, and of course he has a habit of making everyone look slow. 63-34. Monday gets away with it.
All right, how about Hubbard and Bremont? This game being played over in Waco. Check out the play right here, the rollout. Trying to find a man open downfield. The throw. Oh, it looks like it's picked off right there. This ball is headed back the other way now. Of course, this game, as I mentioned, being played over at Waco ISD Stadium. It was kind of a wild game over there. I know in the end, as we take a look at this touchdown run right up the gut.
By Hubbard, yeah. Right over the goal line.
Hubbard ends up falling 49-28 to Bremont. Okay, a Class 1A Division II matchup right there. Fox Football Friday will continue. We'll wrap it up right after this.
Let's just go with Evan Abbey. That's fine. I mean, we'll just the quarterback for Abilene. Just show the graphic we use in the pregame. We'll do it again. It's fine.
What do you end up finishing with?
I'm not sure. But, I mean, I'm going to mention him, say, hey, he played great, but Stephenville quarterback Tyler Jones threw for 8 touchdowns.
Okay. Abilene won 53-34. Oh.
I see there's still 41 seconds left, but it does look like that Wiley East is going to win. I don't think we're even going to have time to get to it, honestly. We have to get the sponsor element in, and then we're probably going to be out of time. So it was a very busy night. Yeah, right.
Football Friday Overtime is presented by your Texas Ford dealers. It's the year-end celebration at your Texas Ford dealer. Enjoy great savings on the freshest lineup. Ford is the best in Texas. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. By Wendy's. Be bold with Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club in spicy, home style, or grilled. Try one today. And by FredLoya.com.
And welcome back to Fox Football Friday. Let's take care of a player of the week.
Abilene quarterback Evan Abbey was good, but I like Stephenville quarterback Tyler Jones. 8 touchdown passes today.
All right, 53-34. Abilene wins that game. And look at this. Wiley East over White House. It's a final 63-56.
Wow, unbelievable game tonight.
All right, Fox Football Friday. Thanks for being around, folks. We'll catch you next week.